Welcome to the Planescape, where good and evil clash, where law and order maintain their delicate balance, the battleground for gods and monsters. Many heroes have written their legends in the stars of the astral sea, but these are not their stories. The Aspera and her crew, Kyana, Finbar, Virla, and Dani, may not be the stuff of legends yet, but they're definitely rolling with difficulty.
Hello and welcome to our little planes-hopping D&D campaign, folks. My name is Austin, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and as always, I am joined by my mates making moves for imminent matrimonies. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Imminent's a bit of a cheat, but I'll allow it.
Imminent is a bit of, they can't all be winners.
What do you mean? It starts with an M.
Sure.
It does.
Were we syllabic, it would be easy.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Season 4, Episode 5. We're halfway there, and things are beginning to take shape. We're very excited for this episode. Before we get going, though, I'm going to turn it over for a couple quick announcements. So, Sophia, do that thing.
Yeah, turnover, more like, I guess, is that just the word for when the ball switches sides in tennis, or...
In tennis?
Tennis.
No, because offside, well, that's like a penalty you can get in soccer.
Wait, hold on. All the words you said are football ones so far. Turnover and offsides.
Switching side in tennis is the main purpose of tennis.
Yeah.
Well,
that's just
not,
the game happening.
This episode isn't sponsored, so I feel less bad about not having like a proper sports metaphor ready to go. I just wanted to once again, thank the listeners for listening to the show. Remind you guys that we do have some fan communities out there if you're interested in interacting with us. There is a community over on Discord that is completely cool, really fun, love popping in and seeing the fan art over there, and I try to not learn too many of the discussion points so that it's even funnier when people bring them up to me on our Discord hangs. But we also have a Patreon if you're interested in directly supporting the show, where Austin and the rest of the crew have been working hard to post all manner of extra bonus content for you. There might be some fun out-of-context quotes we recorded on there, courtesy of the existing patrons, so definitely check out both of those. They're linked in the show notes below. And just a little info for y'all, we will be taking a break next week to let me catch up with the editing and also just give everyone a little bit of a breather. So on the 11th, there will not be an episode, but don't fear, we will return the week after on the 18th with your regularly scheduled Rolling with Difficulty. Isn't that right, Zigster? Do you want to say anything? You were screaming all day. No? Okay.
She's shy.
Oh, she's
Stage
bashful.
fright.
Can't put her on the spot like that.
Why not? She's just a little guy. That's all I got though, so I guess put it back on the turnaround. Austin, take it away.
Is this still tennis?
Yeah. I think I've done tennis, so I don't want to,
Was it ever tennis?
You headbutted the microphone? How dare you?
It's really adorable to see the, stretched looking up over her back at you, what are you talking about? It wasn't me. Anyway. Thank you very much for whatever that was. I was only half paying attention. I was thinking about other things. Without any further ado, let's get into, ladies and gentlemen, the wedding preparations episode as we begin to near the imminent date. When last we left our heroes, you'd gone on a small side quest that interested Dani and had pulled you unwittingly back into into contact with an old enemy, Dillion, the now kind of exiled Githyanki. The fight was actually not that perilous. Turns out,
he got spanked.
Even though he's very powerful, against three of you, he could just could not stand up. Mm-hmm. So, though he died, you were able to escape, got a nice gift out of it. But now, with the debt to the guild behind Finbar, with the threat of a Dillion behind all of you, things are beginning to take shape. For the big day is approaching in just a few weeks. As a result, we are going to follow each one of you guys one at a time to see how you prepare yourselves for what's upcoming. And we're going to go in chronological order. So, starting with a couple weeks beforehand, we're going to turn to the story of Virla.
Ooh, Virla has to go first.
Virla, since this is happening a couple weeks beforehand, Virla, since your task is to deliver the wedding invitations, however you're able, you will be going first since this will take time and people will need time to make accommodations to make it back to Sigil for the big day. So, we begin, everyone else having been dropped off, Virla sailing the Aspera back through the plane of fire, arriving at the heap, Roy aboard the ship so that you may drop him off after, in fact, you have not yet returned since the journey to the howling winds of Pandemonium. Roy hanging out with you as you approach the heap. Virla, what would you like to do?
Well, first I want to make sure that I finished. My only assumption is that I have been tasked not only with delivering the invitations, but also, due to my impeccable penmanship, writing them up as well. So I gotta make sure I have, at the very least, Roy's and the heap's invitations all set and ready, so that I can just, go ahead and get those over with.
You are very fast at writing. I would love for you to make me a...
Performance.
Oh, don't be cruel.
No, because it's not... I feel like it's dexterity based.
It's not better.
It's got to be better than your charisma.
Yeah, by 2, from a -2 to a 0.
Yeah, I would love for you to make me a... I feel like it's a sleight of hand.
Sure, yeah.
Or is there... oh, wait. Is forge... I would allow forgery kit if you happen to be proficient with that. I don't know if you are.
I don't think I am.
There's a calligraphy kit.
Or calligraphy. There's calligraphy as well.
Also, technically have a magic quill. So if you want to make some sort of...
I'll go ahead. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a calligraphy check, and because you're a scribe's wizard, I'm gonna have you roll your dexterity, but add proficiency. So let's assume you're proficient in it, even though you're using dex.
And if you
+4,
fuck this up, you
thank
mail
goodness.
out one of them that says, "Hello, insert name here."
To whom it may concern.
And however badly you fuck up determines how important the guest that gets that one is.
Yeah.
Kira.
Well, thank goodness. I rolled a natural 16, so that is a dirty 20.
Dirty
Woo.
20. Impeccable.
You know exactly to whom it concerns.
Elise could not have paid someone to do it better.
The Lady of Pain isn't in danger of getting a hello blank.
I was just gonna have you spell Otto's name with 2 T's and see how that went.
So funny.
Yeah, I thought of doing that anyway. But
For the wedding
so-
of Finbar, you took off the T and gave it to him.
dang, yeah. It's like a little
Finbar.
get back at you, but no, all right.
Worst comes to worst,
The
if
ship
it gets
comes
confused,
into
it doesn't
dock.
show up.
Have you given Roy's invitation to him yet, or are you gonna hand them all out at the same time?
I will say that I've given Roy's invitation to him on the ship on the way back.
Okay. He's hanging out, ready to go. He's got his little bag, you know, the train's about to come into
He's
the
just
station,
waiting
so you get up and put
expectantly to
everything
get
on.
off.
So yeah, he's got everything on him, and he's got the invitation, which at this point is kind of it's been pretty smudged, and he's opened it and read it a bunch of times. So it's been it's not very pristine anymore. It's not really fridge worthy anymore. And he's just reading over and over again. He's like, "Wow, Finbar really wants me there?" Which is the 18th time he's asked this.
Aww.
My poor sweet boy.
I definitely called him Finbar twice.
No, absolutely. You are a very close friend of Dani, and so then by proxy us. Don't act so surprised.
It's big for me. I've hardly ever been off plane before, and then I just went to a new one, and now I'm going to be going back to Sigil. It's I don't know how many vacation days I have banked. I don't know.
Well, hopefully Otto can set some time aside. I have to send these invitations to the rest of them as well.
Otto's invited?
I am assuming that everyone in the heap is invited.
Yeah, Otto's technically invited. Yeah.
Okay. That should be fun. A party with my boss. Couldn't be better.
Who doesn't love it?
Do I get a +1? Because it doesn't say it on here. But
Cressida is also invited.
That's the thing. Finbar, are +1s invited?
Yes.
Or is it a select few people can have +1s? We got to keep the population.
It doesn't say you get a
well-
+1 on your invite. It's rude to ask.
Roy
Yeah, it's
definitely
Roy.
gets a +1.
Okay, yeah.
Roy gets a +1.
I might have missed that then. I apologize. But Cressida has her own invitation, if that's what you were wondering.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
17?
Nice.
17. He's kind of, his reaction is not like boyish, embarrassment, right? But it's neither like gloaty. He's kind of like, tries to, he's like kind of trying to be chill. He's like, oh yeah, I mean, I don't even know how I would, ask her or anything. But it makes sense you would go. You guys are all so close. So that should be fun. We had a great time. So
if you wanted to make it more fun, you could bring a separate +1 and see how that turns out.
I don't know anyone else. If the whole heap's invited?
Yes.
I don't know anyone else.
Well, then maybe that the mutual thing with which to strike up a conversation with her would then be the invitation, and so I guess technically you don't have to bring a +1, but unofficially you can consider each other's +1.
Yeah,
I'm not Cressida. I don't know what she's
I don't know if we're
about.
there yet.
Were you
Invite to my friend's
That you
wedding.
feel
anywhere
the
in the
ship-
first place?
You feel the ship bump into the dock. He goes, "Oh, I gotta pee. Hold on," and runs off.
Not the
I
brightest
follow
bulb.
after him because I'm going to the same place he is.
You are, but he like rushes down. People busy moving around. Otto's waiting there. Kind of like you start to walk down the gangplank, and he looks up at you, and then he leans to the right to see if there's anyone behind you, and stands back up again.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to see you again, Virla. I take it from your demeanor that not everyone has died, so
No.
to what do I owe this singular welcome?
Well, aside from dropping Roy off, I have dropped everyone else off to do various tasks relating to this, and I hand Otto his invitation.
We didn't tell Otto why we were in, right?
We don't have to. No.
No,
Okay,
you
cool.
He watches Roy go off, says, "Whatever it is you needed that boy for, I can't possibly imagine."
Don't be
And then
mean
he
to Roy.
opens the invitation. He opens the
He's just a
invitation,
little
he reads it,
guy.
he goes, Well, congrats to the boy. I did not realize that he had decided to tie the knots. I take it he's settling down then.
He will be, yes. I am fearful, yet I am excited at the prospect that we have run our last mission together.
Well, as someone who avoids change as much as they can because of the danger it brings, let me tell you, he claps you on the shoulder a little bit, sometimes it's good for the soul.
Is he talking to me or him? You talking about him? What's happening?
He kind of claps you on the shoulder and then like turns a little bit to stand next to you. Does I take it you've got all the invitations here, so he's gonna kind of assume they're for everyone.
Yes,
He looks down at these, says, "I suppose I'm going to be granting a lot of time off." He lets out this shrill whistle, which I won't do for the courtesy of
Thanks.
listeners. You're welcome. He lets out this shrill whistle, and he calls out, "Everybody fall in!" Everyone comes running out, and he takes the invitations from you, starts to dole them out one at a time. Mandy is here, Marnie is here, they are different characters, Sadie is here, just
Sandy
going
and
down
Mandy.
the line.
Yeah.
Just going down the line, and he starts to explain, he's like, "So, in 2 weeks' time, it seems like we're all going to be taking leave in Sigil. I anticipate that this is going to be the party of the century, and I don't believe that any of us should miss it. However, we have contracts and work and jobs to be done before then, which means everyone is going to have to work double time before we leave. So, hop to it. I don't want to see anyone before it's time to leave, because that's how long it's going to take everything to get done. So, off!" See, everyone starts to oh shit, and just start to piss off, basically, and hurriedly go back to what they were doing.
If it would ease the burden, if there were any particularly lucrative contracts that I was going to say you were hesitant on, I don't know why, but I give you my word that we would be happy to execute those to make up the difference that you might have lost in the interim.
You know that I'm never afraid to take a contract for the ship, but sadly, my boy, right now, there is nothing that you could help with. Well, that's probably not true, but there's nothing that you could help with that Dani would be annoyed that I pressed you into helping with it. So, why don't we just leave it at that? I'm sure you have plenty to attend to. I myself and everyone at the heap has plenty to attend to as well. But we'll see you in a few weeks' time.
Then. I will see you then.
Certainly.
Verla's delivery service is off.
Oh, we give him a little
smiles, he goes,
broomstick,
"Before you
and a little
go."
bow, maybe like a cat. Oh, I should have given you Plug. You want to have Plug with you?
No, it's fine. Just sneezing all over the place.
You start to go. You start to go. Oh, hold on. Before you go, I didn't want to embarrass you in front of everyone, but if you have more invitations that you need to send out, I just want you to know that you did spell Finbar wrong.
I will keep that in mind for the other invitations, but I will rely on your discretion in this instance.
It's okay. I think the rest of the heap has his naming correct anyway.
Very well. See you in due time, Otto.
Godspeed.
You have no idea. Now go off to deliver the rest of the invitations.
Yeah, so you have a list. Who would you like to call / visit in what order? Some of them, these people, you know where they're at. Some of them, you might have to try to find them.
There really is no sense. It's not like, just because, what is it? Just because Mechanus is like one notch away from, what's the fucking cube world?
Acheron.
Acheron. Yep. It's not like the portals themselves are closer.
No, sometimes there's connections between those planes, but all the planes are kind of the Great Wheel is like a weird. It's correct in some ways, and it's a bad representation in other ways because all the planes are kind of stacked on top of each other, in different dimensions, not interfering, and the astral sea laying on top of all of them. So getting to different places in the world, it's not always a geographic from the astral sea. Oh, these planes are next to each other, so their portals are next to each other.
I suppose then I will just go alphabetically by plane. I guess Arcadia would be first, but I don't think there's anyone I know in Arcadia that would that would accept an invitation. If I can, I would like to try and send one to the queen that we saved, but I doubt we're gonna get a response.
I mean, fantastic. If we want to do a little montage, sometimes some of these things we can montage where there doesn't have to be any interaction. But if you wanted to travel to Arcadia to drop off a very polite, not anticipating an attendance, but head to Arcadia to drop off an invitation, you absolutely can. The kingdom that the queen that you saved is from is, it's kind of like a stereotypical. It's got like a big castle with pointy spires, lots of like blue and like beautiful little cottages with shingles and turrets, and there's a big wall that surrounds the entire thing because all of Arcadia is this patchwork quilt of these different sovereign nations. So when you arrive, there's a big rigmarole about letting you in, and it takes a little while for them to get the proper paperwork for you to first you got to park your ship, and then you have to send the invitation up the ladder because there's no quick way for you to get you into audience with the queen, but assurances are made from these law-abiding folk that it will find its way into the queen's hands in due time.
If Virla could ever have an expression, that would be a forced smile. This would be that. Okay.
Fantastic. So you drop off for the queen?
Yeah. All right. Next, I'm considering Nine Hells, not Baator. So I guess it would be Beastlands would be next, but I don't know if Athos stays in the Beastlands. I think if I was going to try and seek out Athos, I would probably try and message him first to try and figure out where he is.
Fantastic, yeah. So what do you send to Athos? And by the way, I assume this is all over many days. So sending spells, don't worry about marking off spell slots.
Cool. Hello, Athos. This is Virla. We met briefly. Friend of Finbar's. I need to meet with you. Where would be a good place?
You hear him say, "Ah, Firla, Battleman. Good to hear your voice.
Oh, you did remember.
I reside in the Beastlands. Merely make your way there, then follow the trail of a crow. There I will be waiting." And he just leaves it off with that very cryptic non-answer.
Good.
Well, alright. I'll head over to the Beastlands, and then I'll try and figure that out.
Okay. Boom. Kragala, the Beastlands, the sun hanging high overhead. Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Fuck. Oh, natural 19, 21.
Oh, nice.
21. It takes you the better part of a day,
Okay.
during which time you come to understand what Athos once said when he was like, the skies belong to the sky beasts, because you are constantly harrowed by different birds as you fly there.
Oh gods.
Occasionally, a cloud will try to attack the ship, but you are so monumentally faster than any of these things that dominate the sky that you're largely okay. Even giant eagles really don't stand a chance against you. But just imagine a quick succession of constantly flying into like Alfred Hitchcock starlings like battering the sides of the ships, or just like sometimes a cloud will turn and it has a big human face and will like blow on the ship and you have to like steer it around.
Seen some shit. Holy crap. Alright.
Yes, you are. You eventually, though, spy down on the ground. There's like this big camp of people walking around, and as you kind of like move in to get a closer look, you notice that this camp is centaurs, almost entirely, but standing among them, kind of like sitting by a fire, you see a large muscled lion man with a greatsword on his back, and lying in the dust about 6 feet away from him, you see a red tiefling, leather armor, and like kind of fancy clothes. His hands covering his face as he's just lying on his back in the dirt. Davian just like rubbing his forehead.
Man
What
can never
happened?
get the break.
So it's been a couple months since we left them, right?
Yeah, I mean, time works slightly differently on different worlds, but like, yes, essentially you can assume it's been about that long.
Alright, well, I make no...
Yeah, last you saw, Davian was giving Athos a ride home, so...
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna try and hide myself. I'm just gonna go ahead and land right in, like, beside them.
You start to land, and you see Athos goes, "See, I told you that he'd spoken within my head, Davian." Davian, moves hands, sits bolt upright, and looks at you and looks at the ship coming down and says, "You son of a bitch, you're correct." "Virla! Virla, you have no idea how happy I am to see you." You start to like come down, and he rushes up and he gives you a big hug, and he goes, "I know it has been a long time, but I have a small favor from my request of you. Might we have a ride?"
Did he say get me the hell out of here?
Plural?
He said, might we have a ride?"
Oh.
Of course, I thought you had one of your own, however.
You see he puts his hands back over his face and starts to like walk in pace in circles, and Athos says, "It's probably best not to. He's sensitive about the whole event."
Oh, my condolences. I know what it is.
no.
I know what it's like to lose a ship in a sense, so I'm
"I
sorry.
did not lose the ship. It was stolen from me. It was stolen, all right?"
Oh. Is there a place in particular you would like to be dropped off then?
"I do not know where I went.
Ah.
If I knew where I went, I would simply go there."
Audience, I know you can't see Austin's face while he's acting this out right now, but it is one of pure joy.
Well,
The more Davian gets aggravated, the more Doofenshmirtz he becomes.
Yeah.
I have other locations to be, but I'm happy to drop you off wherever you need to. These are for you. I hand Davian and Athos their invitations.
Athos takes it, opens it upside down. Davian takes it, opens it, starts to read. It says, "Ah, by the Nine Cities, this is fantastic news. So there's to be nuptials."
Nuptial? Are you saying nuptials?
Yeah, nuptials.
The Beastlands has changed your accent, my friend.
Why is this confusing for you? You're the one who gave me the invitation. Are you not aware of what is happening?
I'm still trying to process what's happened with you two. Yes,
we're friends.
I understand this. Finbar and Elise, you know Elise. She availed of your services.
Yes, I gave her the ride. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, this is fantastic. Yes, I'm glad that she thinks fondly of me.
I mean, of course, we think of you.
Well, I did sort of help her abscond from who is apparently her fiancé. So.
I'm sorry. What?
I did assist her in absconding from who is apparently her fiancé. So.
Well, that was before. No, yeah. Let's just go. Let's just get going.
Fantastic. All right.
You will have to fill me in, though. It seems as though you at least, Davia and Athos, you seem rather unperturbed. You seem like you've gone through something.
Do you want the long version or the short version?
Where would you like to be dropped off?
Ask for the short version.
Very well.
Well, it seems that we are to be in Sigil in just 2 weeks, so perhaps there.
Okay.
Fantastic. In fact, why don't we just stay with you since I assume you're returning there?
I have other invitations to send. It's not a very...
Oh, we can wait on the ship. He claps you on the shoulder.
Okay. I suppose
ran out
then...
of fucks to give. The Beastland has drained him of them. He's no longer polite.
If you don't think it's too much of an imposition, I do have these other invitations to send, and it would be nice not to take a detour to Sigil first.
Yes, fantastic. It works for everyone then. I can leave this God's Foreskin plane, and you can continue on your errands. And please, we are not put out in any way by your travels. Believe me.
Very well.
Let's get on the ship.
All right. Next, L, I guess. Limbo. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Boom! Roaring chaos. As hectic as this is. This the first time Virla's really traveled the plains all by himself?
Kinda, yeah.
It's kind of a lot because you teleport right into a big fireball, and there's always rocks forming in your way. So even the short distance you have to fly from where you emerge to the monastery is kind of a huge hassle. Actually, you have the tuning fork, so you can actually get really close. Mm-hmm. But even so, the couple hundred yards you have to fly is still a big hassle. And
does Davion fill me in with what happens? What happened in the last couple whatever?
Yeah, do you want? So, on your journey, Davian expresses to you. The first thing is that I was taking Athos back to return back to Signpost, where he originally come from, at the behest of yourselves, since I was in need of a job. He had no money, actually, as it turns out, but this is one of the minor grievances in the whole list of things. When we arrived at Signpost, we had found the town abandoned. When we decided to investigate what had happened, we discovered that not only were there no bodies left, but there was some sort of constructed behemoth, some sort of 4 arms. It's very, very tall, no face, very imposing. Athos and I defeated it with great ease, and then we decided to try to follow wherever it had been that who had dropped this thing off, because clearly what had happened to other people. We followed its trail for quite some time to discover that it had led to the body of a dead Athos. What do you call it? Yeah, Athos, who's just kind of watching this whole thing go down, just says, dinosaur. It was a dinosaur. Ah, yes, it was a dead dinosaur. They're like these big dragons. They have no wings. It's very spooky. The entire thing had been consumed, which is, of course, the tale grows more and more curious. So we enlisted the help of Athos' friends to follow and see what had happened. Then, and you will never believe this because this is... I've been to many planes. I've met many interesting people. This is without a doubt the most spectacular thing I've ever seen. Once in a lifetime. When we were following the dinosaurs with the assumption that something else would happen to them, what should plane shift in but a spelljammer, a nautiloid, a large shelled and tentacled thing that attacks the dinosaurs. So in order to get vengeance for the lives stolen from these beings. I flew my spelljammer up to it. Nathos and I had a great fight where we killed many, many foes, obviously. And then I slipped, and Nathos goes, he fell off, and I had to save him. And then the ship disappeared and took his ship with it. Yes, that is the sticky wicked part, is that they have absconded with my ship. As well as taking our chance at vengeance against those who are slain at the hands of whoever was piloting this massive not avoid. So that was a few days ago, and that is where we left off. And now you're all caught up in the adventures of David and Nathos.
Truly, my condolences. You don't.
It was one of kind.
Did you get a look at the pilots of this?
It was a large ship with tentacles and a big shell. I got a very good look.
Fair enough.
It did not have a license plate number, if that is what you are curious about.
Oh, what?
What's a license plate number?
Exactly. It's a thing in hell, do not worry.
Well,
hell.
I guess very timely then that you told me this story, because this will be very prevalent to the people that we'll be visiting next. I guess, point of order, the place that we're about to go to is a very closely guarded secret. It is usually only divulged to close friends, if that. I trust on your discretion.
Of course, I know when to keep my mouth shut.
I trust on your discretion.
I know when to keep my mouth shut, please. This is important. I have many secrets that you do not know about, and you do not know about them because they are secrets that I am keeping.
I'm going to trust you.
Some things seem to have snapped for Davy.
Yeah.
David's a little more manic than you're used to.
You know those there's a Twitter or Tumblr post that's like, I don't know what it is about this man, but he got 10,000 times hotter when his life fell apart. That's not him. That's not him. Anyway, we'll go to Limbo. We'll go to the Citadel Silver.
Adamantine.
The Adamantine Citadels.
Yes. And I will make my presence known to Enoch, Aster. Are the other monks invited?
Yeah.
And the other monks.
Fight all the monks.
Well, just the ones from the.
There's 30.
Yeah, the ones
from the material plane.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
We really
Kyana's
gotta pad out Elise's side of the aisle, so.
It's no sides. It's just one.
Oh god,
big.
they're basically just hiring people to be seat fillers.
But yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I was gonna say not much has changed, but that's not necessarily true. When you arrive, you are greeted, of course. Now people recognize the ship and they recognize you, and Enoch is, thrilled to have you. He's thrilled to be invited. He, thanks you. And then when you ask about Aster having, also you dole out 30 invitations to 30 other people.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What's a wedding?"
Oh.
Yeah.
Enoch's like, "I'll explain that.
Thank you.
But when you ask about Aster, he gives a nod and says, "This, perhaps you should follow me this way," and takes you into a small room.
En route, can I inform Enoch of what Davion had experienced? It seems as though we have found the missing monastery of sorts.
He stops immediately when you bring this up, and he gives kind of a scratch on his chin, a nod. "Yes, perhaps I will inform the head of my Rockma immediately. They will dispatch some warriors to the Beastlands to see if this might not be a pattern that is repeated if we cannot learn more."
I don't know if necessarily the Beastlands were the target. I have another stop that I'm going to make that I suspect could fill in more information, but I think it is related to the mission that we embarked on. I don't think that they were going after anything in the Beastlands in particular besides the spelljammer that Davion piloted.
Well, from the story that you understand, what happened was they found the ship had eaten a dinosaur, and so they were following dinosaurs.
Oh,
and
okay.
when it showed up to eat another one, they flew up to attack it, and then Davian fell off. And Athos saved him, but the plane shifted away, and his ship was on the Spelljammer.
Spelljammer
so
hung
it went with it.
I redact all of that then. I misunderstood. I will just then comment on how weird it is that a ship eats dinosaurs.
It's fucked up, right?
I am not aware of them having nutritional needs in the past, but it has been some time since we've had to deal with any regular presence of a nautiloid. As I said, I will inform my betters.
And I will keep you updated as I learn anything.
Excellent. Come this way. He leads you through. Now, the whole place is, as I've said, adamantine, indestructible. The walls are basically like Vanta black. So
Nice.
It's like it's very serene, but it's kind of muted in here. He leads you through a door, and when he opens it, the light that emanates from is immediately, slightly painful on your eyes that have adjusted to this low light. But as he does, and your eyes adjust and the light kind of dims down so that you can fully see, you see just a well-lit room, sparsely furnished. They are monks after all. And sitting on the bed mat, cross-legged, is a back turned to you, a mechanite with long silvery hair that is just kind of in trance, perhaps. It's hard to see from just behind, but...
Aster?
You see the head turns around, and unlike any time you had interacted with her since, well, from any of your memory, actually, since you've only known her since rescuing her, her eyes lock onto you, make eye contact, and focus, and you can tell that she is fully cognizant and aware of what is going on. Her head gives a happy smile, like a happy tilt, and she puts her hands down, stands up, walks wordlessly to you, and throws her arms around you and gives you a big hug.
Oh, I hug her too. It is good to see you, my friend.
It's good to see you too. I know. She places a hand inside your face. Before you say anything more, I know you're not the same from when I last remembered. And I've forgotten quite a bit too myself, but thank you for saving all of us, and me especially.
I would not have been able to live with myself if I had not been able to do so. And there is still a significant part of me that holds unfounded guilt, but guilt nonetheless, that I had not been able to find you sooner.
No. Do not feel shame for not accomplishing the impossible. Give thanks that you were able to do it at all.
Not alone, of course. Which actually brings me to this. And I hand her an invitation. If I hadn't, I hand her the invitation.
She takes it from you, looks at you before opening, and says, "Nothing great is ever done alone." And then she opens it, gives another happy head cock. Her hair is artificial because she's not flesh and blood, so it's really like very fine, kind of like fiber optic kind of thing. So it falls perfectly straight in this kind of like weird curtain kind of thing when she moves her head around, and kind of dazzles in the light as it does. So every time she does this, it's kind of like this weird opalescent kind of thing that happens. She takes it and cocks her head. It says, "Nothing great accomplished without many people. The union of two, even more beautiful. I would be honored to attend."
I'm happy to see you there then. I have other invitations to deliver, but I would like to, at some point, correspond with you further. I kind of show off my hip where there's a little silver charm of Mistress symbol dangling from there. We have gained another thing in common.
You of all people.
I
Changed greatly, Virla. You have.
I know. If it wasn't for her, there we go. The impossible task would have remained impossible. And that's not even speaking figuratively.
That is the beauty of the alignment of God and mortal. They allow us to do the things that we cannot, and we allow them to accomplish what they cannot.
What a very succinct summary of the last season. Anyway.
Last time
you have
on
no
Rolling
idea.
with Difficulty.
Anyway,
You know that
I
would
won't
go
keep
in the
you any
trailer.
further, but I am very excited to have the crew reunited again. For a happier
Well, the rest of them
occasion
are
than
coming
last
as
time.
well.
Oh yes, of course.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. They might not accept. Eden might not accept.
I would not doubt so much.
Anyway, rest well. I'll see you soon.
I have a long way to go, but I am well rested enough for this. I'll see you soon.
I give her another hug and then I go.
Yes.
You're
Okay.
Who's next?
Well, I have 5 people in mind, but I'm also keeping an eye on the time, and so we might have to
Well,
cut
some of these
short.
are gonna be rather, we can, especially maybe some past PCs that you might be visiting are going to be very quick cutscenes. So.
Yeah. I guess though, given the immediacy of what I learned from Davion, I'm gonna try and contact Cressida next.
Cool. What do you say to Cressida?
Cressida, hello. Last we spoke, it is Virla. Last we spoke, you are on your way to Baitor. If you are still there, can I meet you there? If not, where can I meet you?
Virla! Hi. Kind of in the middle of something.
Shit.
Just let me know where I can meet you. I'll be there. Cressida? She
I'll
signs
send-
it off.
I'll send another sending. Just make sure you're in Sigil no more than 2 weeks from now. But between now and 2 weeks from now. Also, could you tell me where you dropped off 11?
11's in Avernus. I'll see you in Sigil. Cressida?
Cool, good enough for me.
She's gonna show up
Yeah.
not knowing it's a wedding and not knowing that Roy's gonna be there.
You've communicated almost
So
none of
good.
the critical information. You've given her
So
only a
good.
cryptic place to show up.
Love
Come
it.
to the central hub of all worlds. I'll
I'll
explain
find
later.
you. I'll find you. It's fine.
Oh, she'll
Well,
find
she can
us.
always find Kyana.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I guess next I will go make my way to. I'll go seek out 11, and then I'll seek out Hans as well. I'm not assuming they're in the same spot, but
They're really
Probably
not.
opposite spots.
They're almost as far apart as you can get.
Yeah.
That's not. No, they're both in lawful worlds. The
They're
recently
not so
visited hell-scorched world of Avernus, of Baitor the Nine Hells. We see down below a war rig, this thing that looks like a huge school bus, but jacked out, giant treads.
Guy on the front with a guitar.
Roof just ripped off, spikes all around. We see two mechanites fused into one body fighting. There's a bunch of dead bodies all around, and as this big werebore is piloting with one hand and has this mace in the other, is fighting off 11, who runs a sword up and through this guy. He lets out the squeal of a pig and then drops down to the floor. 11 puts one boot on his body. You show up and drop off invitation as he recovers his first of the hell, starts to rebuild his hell fleet.
nice.
Wipe Mount Celestia.
When you say
Yeah, what's
two
up?
mechanites fused in one body, is it the same as what 11 and Vice were before? Or because I'm imagining two torsos connecting to one pair of legs.
Dragon Tales with
No,
Zack
he hasn't
and
got it figured
Weezy,
out yet.
How it's just split
Ah.
down the middle.
He hasn't gotten it figured out yet.
all right. I guess then for courtesy, I'll I will have made an invitation for Vice as well, and so I'll just give him 2 letters.
Fantastic. He gladly accepts.
And then he
You
angrily
go
accepts.
to Mount Celestia, do a little sending. You arrive at the Bastion of the Blessed Banner, where you had last left Hans, and kind of park and wait underneath that, beautiful starry sky, the silver sea with the, I forget what they're called, but the mermaid octopus people swimming around. And as you wait, you see there's kind of this weird warping effect you notice as, like, off on your left-hand side, you see the mountain. There's that kind of, like, almost like, film being racked, like the camera being racked into focus, right? The mountain almost seems to, like, warp its perspectives, and you get the very distinct sense as you see Hans emerging that he is descending. That there is he's not just physically walking down a mountain, but there is some supernatural force here that is letting him go downwards. And so he is clearly ascended beyond the first level of the 7 heavens of Mount Celestia.
Does he look any more confident at all?
Slightly more shaven.
He's got a bit of a swagger.
Ooh.
Love to see it.
Just a little bit.
Good for him.
He also has a nightmare with him that is like, flame is now like gold. It's been like it's still like ebony black, but he's working on it,
Yeah. Hans, you are looking divine, pun intended.
Fantastic. I'm not gonna. I would not deign to insult Blue.
Us all waiting
by
in
attempting to do his ridiculous German accent. So, why don't we just say that he graciously accepts?
Yay.
You pass him his invitation. There are just a few more on your list, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. I said 5. I think I might have miscounted. It was Cressida. I counted Heleven, Vice, and Hans all as 1. I'll do Easgard, Bytopia, and then I'll go to Mechanus.
Okay.
I don't know.
Easgard.
Yeah.
Easgard, you're finding.
I guess. I'm looking for Eden, who I'm assuming is with Voss, who I assume has been staying in Easgard. Although I guess I don't actually know that.
No, correct. They're still in Easgard.
I do have to find them though, so I will send a message to.
Watching Noir's face as he tries to decide which rake he's going to step on.
I'll do Voss.
Okay, alright. Alright, Voss.
Hello, Voss. It is your savior. Virla. I have to meet with you and Eden if she is still with you. I'm in Easgard. Tell me where.
Oi, voice in my head. Don't like you doing that. Fright, we're a bit preoccupied at the moment. Meeting up with you might be difficult.
Shortened version then.
What is he saying? What did he say to you?
Shortened version. You're invited to Finbar's wedding. He was the Furbolg that was with us. You and Eden. Come to Sigil in 2 weeks if you can. If not, you won't be missed. We'll miss you.
I'll put it on me list.
Alright. I would have liked to talk to Eden and see if I can maybe try and establish that up again, but that's okay. I'm okay
hopefully
with
you'll
not.
see her at a wedding, as long as she doesn't die before then.
Yeah. Alright. Off to Bytopia. The
All
considerably... Oh, God. Fucking Casimir. Alright.
Bytopia! The workshop of Casimir. You land and are greeted. User Virla, please enter. And the doors open. You barely make it a few steps in before a boom, 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 clobbering, heavy footfalls of Sierra rushes up, gives you a big hug, scoops you under the arms, and lifts you full up into the air, which is impressive because you're like 6'9", 6'9" or whatever.
Yeah.
Spine just telescopes like a cat.
Yeah.
I reciprocate the hug as best as I can.
So good to see you again, Virla. Feels
so
like
good
it's
to see
been
you
so long.
It really has.
It's been like a couple weeks compared to the years that she was in prison.
No, but like I'm gonna try and get as much time as I can out of this, but Do you know where Casimir and Caleb are?
Spend all their time upstairs talking about stuff.
I might have
I'm sure
to drop in
Docent's
there.
let them know you're here, though, so...
True. This is for you, then. I also, Aster says hello. She will be there as well.
Oh, it's so great. This is like the greatest day in my whole life.
I'm glad you think
Opens
so.
up the it hasn't even read the invitation yet. Opens it up, says, and there's a party too.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm glad you think so. If you don't mind the intrusion, I'll go and visit Caleb and Casimir to deliver these to them as well.
Gives a like a kind of shrug. She doesn't mind at all.
Yeah.
Okay, say goodbye before you go, though.
Oh, absolutely. All right, we'll go up to Casimir's lab.
You walk up the stairs. As you do, you hear shouting back and forth at each other. No. You're not taking into account the constant of the manifold. You keep and then like back and forth on like the constant doesn't apply here because it's a non-normative, and just people going back and forth on random nonsense.
Techno
Great.
You open the door. There's like papers everywhere. There's writing on the wall. There's like illusions kind of floating haphazard thread that Docent must have like running in the background programs basically. And you walk in. Casimir is the first to see you. He goes, oh, thank goodness, someone who speaks English is finally here. Please come forward, explain to your friend how he doesn't know how to do math, please.
I turn to Caleb. What did you do to have Casimir change his perception of me in this way?
Let's just say that I think he's decided of all the Mechanites he's ever met, you might be his favorite. It's good to see you. Hug, obviously.
Good to see you too, and I'll hug him as well. Well, I won't comment on the concoction that's been made here, but these are for you, and I hand Caleb and Casimir their invitations respectively.
Oh, exciting! It's gonna be it's open bar.
Oh yeah.
If you want.
Oh yeah. For
if
sure.
I want.
Any bill that might come your way is unrelated.
That's probably
Okay.
Otto.
Cool. I'll be sure to sign all of my receipts if you're allowed that. Perfect. Thank you. I will be there. Turns to them. I assume you guys also need a way of getting there, so I'll make sure that everyone gets there.
I had no doubts that you could. I'm glad you all are safe. I was serious in my sort of warning when we last left each other, and so it is a relief to see that you all are okay.
Please, we got Docent watching our back. What's the problem?
Fair
Caleb
enough.
says, it's also really peaceful here, so it's been nice, actually. In spite of everything. Looks over at Casimir.
I kind of vaguely gesture at what's happening in the room. Would you like to explain?
Well, Casimir has done good work. I'm saying it right now for everyone to hear. He gives like he starts to walk away. He picks up like tea that is clearly cold, like starts to drink it, gives like a scowl, like goes downstairs to get a new one. As he says, like, I'm saying it so everyone can hear. He gives like a whip-de-doo kind of motion with his hand and walks down the stairs. And then Caleb says, it's been an interesting problem to solve. Casimir left. Where did we leave off? What was the last thing you knew?
Something about the blue veil, different spheres,
Right.
breaking through it.
Well, all that's true. So, Casimir, if I remember last time, said something to the effect of, it should work, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Well, we think we're narrowing down the problem. How do I explain it? Oh, here. He goes, he
You
gets a
need
piece of
a
paper.
pencil
Read
and a sheet
paper,
of
Actually,
paper
fold
folded
it.
in.
Yeah.
A quill would be perfect, actually, if you have a quill.
I'll hand him my magic quill then. Yeah.
All right. Gives you the paper. Hold on to that.
Oh, you're serious.
Just hold it straight. So, theoretically, the interplanar travel, breaking beyond the blue veil, should be as easy as traveling through. And then he just moves the quill back and forth as if to represent a ship, just like through space. It's like, should be as easy as that. You just need the right you need the right motive force behind it, the right velocity and the right angle. But it should be possible. But by all the math we've run, and then he taps the quill against the paper. It's like, so that's the problem. The math moves it through the air. It says, but in actuality, taps the quill against the paper. He goes, but. So right there, all of our figures are just out of whack, out of alignment. They don't work at all. But, and then he moves the quill really quickly and he punctures right through the paper. He goes, in theory, if there was a way to pierce the hole, then he pulls the quill back out, and this time he slides it right back through the hole easily. Very suggestive. He goes, then theoretically the original math should work now. Does that make sense? Like we just need to find a way to put the hole in the piece of paper, and then the math works.
I see. And
so I don't know how to really. This metaphor is about as far as we've gotten with it.
Fair enough. And I assume that the stuff that you've been looking into to try and poke a hole in the sheet of paper that is planar boundary hasn't proved fruitful?
Not yet, but we labored on it for years trying to solve it, and in a couple weeks, Casimir and I have made more progress. Granted, really, Docent, thank you, Docent. You are very welcome. I am here to assist. Docent has gotten us really far, so, it took us a long time to go from 0 to 1, but now we've kind of gone from 1 to 3 faster than I could have hoped, so.
That's amazing.
I think so.
I'm astounded by the process. I'm sorry that I'm not here to help with it. I'm already getting jealous just thinking about the problems that I could knock my head against, but...
Well, try not to be too jealous. You get to live in a big fancy ship, and I have to share a room with Sierra, who is very kind, but also we have to be house guests. So, Docent, don't tell this part. Privacy, as requested, to share, a living space with Casimir, so...
Shouldn't privacy be the default?
The default setting is inform Casimir of all ongoings.
Don't tell Casimir I said that.
Affirmative.
Okay. Well. I would like to spend time with you guys at some point. Hopefully, next time I have another break and I'm not out delivering invitations, so...
Well, there's apparently a wedding coming up, so...
This is true. But I won't be able to work on this without upsetting some guests. But it'll still be good to spend time with you all the same. I don't know whether Eden will be attending. I hope she can. I know, even though we didn't really leave on the best of terms necessarily. Aster is doing a lot better, though, and she will be there.
Really? Wow. Eden, not surprising. Aster, surprising in the best way.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I have a few more stops to make in Sigil, but there is one more extra planar stop that I must make. So,
alright, well,
if you'll excuse
I won't keep you, but... Oh, Docent's privacy, one more time. Affirmative. Listen. Casimir is very smart, and he's also an ass. I know that I don't think he's been telling anyone exactly what's going on here. But he definitely talks to other people in our wheelhouse semi-regularly. Right. So, just, I don't know if there are any better options, but just keep that, take that under advisement, so to speak.
I guess keep an ear close to the ground, then make sure that nothing important is getting out. And I sincerely hope nothing does.
Yeah, he's not as subtle as he thinks he is, so I think we're okay, but...
I didn't realize he thought he was subtle.
He thinks he's a lot of things.
I do agree with you on that.
All of the robots are the same degree of sassy.
It's so good.
Except for Sierra.
There's only one Austin who plays them all, so...
But even
I'll give Caleb another
Virla,
hug.
that whole conversation had big, don't be competent, Davey, and it's not a good look on you energy.
Yeah.
We do love that. All right.
And I will keep to my word, and I'll say goodbye to Sierra before I go.
Sierra, fantastic. And that leaves you with, I think, perhaps one call and one visit left.
What's the
one
call
person you know
that
where
is-
they are, one person you don't know where they are, if I remember.
Oh, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if Kyana would have wanted me to do this.
The question is, did Finbar write an invitation?
Definitely.
I will ask Kyana if it's okay for me to try and contact Ione.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Let me know if you figure out where she is.
Absolutely. All right, then one last sending on the way to Mechanus.
Okay.
Hello, Ione. This is Virla. I am a friend of Kyana's. I would like to meet with you. For a good reason. A wedding. You're invited. Let me know what might be a convenient place. You can also say no. You mentioned that you had... Yeah, I don't know. Throughout the entire conversation, I'm like, I don't know if I should be the one trying to send out first probes,
just
but I'm
the guy
doing
with
it
the cell
Cast
phone.
sending.
Yeah.
You cast sending. You've never had sending fail before, because it basically always works. So there's a weird moment where you're like, is she not answering? It doesn't feel right. But I think the same way you've been able to tell when Mistra has heard you, there is a similar feeling of like, oh, people who get the message and don't respond at least heard me. The spell went through. This is a weird, like, you basically just spoke aloud to the air. No one heard.
Oh. Well, I'll definitely be telling Kyana that.
Oh, good. Okay.
Is she off plane? Like, is she out of the planescape?
Sending doesn't...
She's the only one. She's the
She already
first
pushed
astronaut.
through.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she's the
Too
quill
late.
that pokes the hole.
All right, well...
Yeah, so that's where you leave it.
Are you
Okay,
also,
I'll update
did you also
Kyana.
tell me about the Nautiloid in the Beastlands, or what?
I'll once I meet up
I
with Kyana
assume the
in person,
conversation asking about Ione was had before he even left,
Yeah.
as opposed to ascending. Okay, Kyana, it's me real quick. Do you mind if I call your old bestie? Maybe tried to kill you a couple
Hold
times?
on, I've got her on the other line. Say hi.
Puts two sending stones together.
But yeah, once I
Feedback. Shatters.
meet with Kyana in person, I'll update her on the Nautiloid, and then also let her know that, strangely, the sending to Ione failed.
Oh!
Yeah, it was strange. All right. Mechanus.
It's fucking smart,
That-
Austin.
Home away from home at this point. Place you've been to many times. The Sanctum of Maxim. You let yourself in?
Yeah, speak the code word Emerson, and I will let myself in.
All right.
Last time, I think I just kind of went... I actually don't remember. I'll wait in the lobby, because I'm just trying to keep that courtesy anyway, so...
A minute or two passes, tense silence, and then the familiar sound of metal feet on hard stone floor. Maxim enters. Mirla, to what do I owe the surprise?
Hello, Maxim. I would like first to let you know that your staff worked wonderfully, and I'm very appreciative of the upgrades that you had installed in it. Secondly, I'm glad to inform you that the mission that I had embarked on with the rest of the Aspera proved successful, and most of the old crew of the Aspera is alive and well. And a good portion of that is... I think Viral is kind of lying, because I don't think he actually used the Staff of the Clockwork Swarm during that, but he'll be nice. And a good portion of that is thanks to you.
You flatter me. It is not my staff, but yours. That transaction is complete. I am glad I was able to aid you in your endeavor, however.
I am to assume that even though you are accompanied by none of your kinsmen, that all are well.
They are. Yes, they are out doing odd jobs and errands for a... this is kind of sad to say. An uncharacteristically happy occasion. And I go and hand him the invitation.
Uncharacteristic indeed. It is rare that an adventurer is able to voluntarily, peacefully leave the life behind them for something greater. My congratulations are extended to Finbar and this lease. I hope that they are very happy. Unfortunately, I will not be able to attend.
I figured something as much. The invitation was more a symbolic gesture, an official invitation, quite literally. I do have another gift for you, though. I will hand him one sending stone. It's not a perfect fix, but if you would like at all to be in some way, shape, or form present at the ceremony, we can communicate via these, and I hold up the other half.
He accepts it, says,
Your flattery extends beyond what is necessary. I am appreciative of the gesture here, but know that the lengths to which you go are, well, they are not required of you.
No, I figured not as much, but it is what I wish to do as a friend.
I feel it pertinent to point out that before any misunderstanding is made, I am aware that you have clearly changed in these last weeks.
and he glances down to the medallion that's hanging off your side. The symbol of Distraught on it.
You asked me once what I considered of those I once spoke of as god-botherers. I told you that I thought the greatest among them were not chosen, but born with destiny. It seems to me that perhaps you are one of those few. If that is the case, and this road is set before you, to be taken whether you choose or not, though it is a road I will not follow down again.
I suppose just then, to clear up any confusion, am I to understand that I cannot avail of your services anymore?
Certainly not. I would be happy to assist you in any services that you may require in the future. If you wish to avail of my friendship, or more, then I have fear that is now an incompatible future.
I see. Thank you for your honesty.
To sadden you.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
He says,
I do not say this to sadden you.
No, I know you don't. But I thank you for your honesty. I will be sure to avail of your services in the future. And if this is truly what you wish, then I will also be sure to withhold my friendship. It will take some time. Relationships are two-sided.
It is far from what I wish. It is only what I perceive as necessary.
I thank you then for indulging me on this then. I kind of give a slight bow and then I start to walk away. Before I leave...
What'd you say?
What were you going to say first?
He says, "Could I ever convince you otherwise? That perhaps the path you walk is one you should reconsider."
If I was born into it, I don't know if there's much else I can do. But even if I wasn't,
Try.
you of all people, asking for change.
I saw those unable to change accept their fates gladly, despite the pain it caused. I would never forgive myself if I did not at least attempt to see it through differently.
I understand. And I am sorry for any pain that I might have unearthed for you. But you had mentioned, and I say this as I'm walking away like a badass. You had mentioned that it was surprising to see me change. And I agree that when we had first met, and even before, availing of the services of a god was not one that I had intended on doing at all. Perhaps fate is not the only thing one can strive to rebel against. The nature of one's being can change. The circumstances of one's situation can be recontextualized. Old painful memories always have a chance to be supplanted with better ones. I learned that the hard way. It is my wish that perhaps that journey for you will not be as painful.
I'd like for you to make me a persuasion check, and I'd like for you to do it with advantage.
Ooh. This is the
Hey,
most
audience, we know
amicable
how this happened last
non-breakup.
time. That was a 2 and an 18.
Woo!
So 16.
He simply nods.
Let us both hope for a better future for the other.
I hold up the sending stone again. I hope to hear from you when I walk out.
Don't lose my number, babe.
You shall.
All right.
Well,
With
that
that-
sucked.
That was very unamicable or amicable by non-breakup standards.
And with that, we conclude the story of Irla. Unless there's one other thing you'd like to take care of.
Well, no, I guess just to I guess put a formal bow on it, I'll return to Sigil, I'll drop off Davion and Athos, and then the rest of the letters, I believe, go to all like various members of the Searing Tongue. I'll make my way to Feywild as well and deliver those invitations as well and risk the memory loss.
Yeah.
She's like, I probably
easily
delivered
enough.
them. I
Just
don't
make
have
me a
them
wisdom
anymore.
saving throw. Make me a wisdom
Yeah.
saving throw.
Ooh, 22.
Oh, you're totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally good. So yeah, easy enough.
I look in my satchel. I don't see the invitations from the Feywild, and I look around wildly, and they're behind me on the desk. Like, oh, okay. And that's it.
Fantastic. Close. And with that, we come to about a week later, about as long as it takes for Virla to finish delivering his invitations. I would say, let's say, in fact, just a little before Virla returns. Kyana. I do believe you find yourself in need of a wedding gift.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I've been racking my brains. You know, it's a little bit complicated. I'm worried about Finbar. I mean, I'm obviously not worried about his ability to defend himself, but yes, I am always, all the time, about everybody. So that's been something I've been thinking, but sadly, you can't just buy somebody security for their wedding, and the rest of their life after that, unless you're marrying it, which I guess is at least a strategy. Anyway, the long story short is that my second plan was food, and I managed to catch wind of an interesting possibility that I need to... some hijinks need to ensue to get the ingredients for this one.
You are going to need some specific for what is this delicious gift that you intend to give to Finbar and Elise.
Yes, the thing that I found all by myself and was definitely not messaged by the DM, who actually knows how 5e works, unlike me.
This is a homebrew from a magazine, but
for real.
It's appropriate.
Well, the item is called Memory Chocolate. It requires me to acquire, looks like cacao beans from the Feywild, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, and then there's like a fermentation process and a whole bunch of other stuff to turn it into actual chocolate. This is true to life. It's very hard to turn cacao beans into chocolate in real life. But the way that it works...
Fortunately, you do know a good alchemist.
I do know a good alchemist, so I'm going to be hitting up our bestie kobold friend in the little alleyway with a roof on it, because I trust nobody more with the things that somebody's going to be putting in their bodies. All the best chefs I know are already invited to the wedding. They would spoil the surprise. So should I explain what memory chocolate does, or is that going to be a fun surprise for later?
Why don't we'll go over what it does when you deliver it. But
Great.
For now, we open in the Feywild, beautiful purple and red-leaved trees. There are the sound of a babbling brook, literally like babbling nearby. It's like nearby as you walk past it.
Weird.
You don't really know what you know how to get to the Feywild because you've walked there before, and you know how to get from where you walk to the village of Hundkiln. However, you don't know where you're supposed to be finding these cacao beans. So instead, you're going to have to probably enlist the help of a guide, who maybe a ranger who knows her way around.
Yeah, my plan is to find Finbar's home village and seek out luck, because I will need plenty of luck where I am going.
Yes, love.
I knew that. We met once and I was drunk.
Because you're going to need a lot of love where you're going.
I'm also going to need a lot of that, because I'm like,
Good old Adelaide, aka Love. So, so we can skip to, you walk through the forest and arrive at Hundkiln. Fearbold children, they seem to grow like weeds every time you see them. They are taller. And they're very excited to see you all hanging on. And everyone gives you it's just a very big, happy welcome. Everyone's happy to see Finbar's friend back. You're basically family here at this point.
Rules.
And what do you say to? You find Love kind of like assembling arrows. What do you say to her?
Hey, so if you aren't too busy, I was hoping I could get your help with a project I'm doing for Finbar's wedding. The invitations for that should have gone out last week, I think.
Actually, yeah, we just got them in.
Oh, thank goodness. This would have been really awkward otherwise. Thanks, Phil.
I mean, for us, it was last month, but, you know.
Oh, yeah. Chocolate. I thought that would be something fun to do for Finbar and Elise. And I found this really cool recipe. I don't know how to make it. It's not really my thing. But I need cacao beans for it, and they grow here, but I don't know what they look like or anything else about them.
But I'm not sure what it is. She kind of gives a little snort and says, "Chocolate. Yeah, that seems a pretty appropriate gift for Finbar. Okay, yeah, I think I know where we could find some. Let's you ready to go now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, perfect. If we go now, we should be able to come back by dark.
Ooh.
So, why don't you you don't have anything, you got everything on you?
Yep, I travel light.
Oh, you travel light, all right. Arrows into the quiver, over the shoulder, and says, all right, let's be off.
Thank you.
You guys travel for a couple hours. There's a lot in your way, because the Feywild is a place of overflowing life. So as you walk by, you can almost see vines and grasses growing in front of you, and you get the sense that if you were bushwhacking your way through here yourself, that you'd probably get turned around multiple times, and this would be a really hard endeavor. Fortunately, though, this is literally what Love does basically for a living, so she's able to lead you pretty easily off and through. As you both go, though, at one point there's kind of this ledge, and Well, she's pretty tall, but I assume you actually are able to scale it more easily than her.
Yeah, I'm just walking up it.
Yeah, she like starts to pull out like a rope to kind of climb up, and you just walk right up the side. Oh, all right. Then, would you take this up for me?
Sure.
Hand you the other end of the rope.
You just walk it all up.
Bring it up. She climbs up really quickly, hand over hand. All right. Starts to wrap it around her hand. And says, not to pry, but if you don't mind my asking, how you doing with knowledge that how you doing with the fact that Finbar is getting married?
It's exciting. I've never really known anyone who got married before, so I'm not entirely sure how it's supposed to go, but I figure I can just kind of follow everyone's lead and I won't mess anything up too badly, you know?
You say that, you look at her, you have a very high passive insight, and
Yes, I do.
after you answer in that way, you kind of get this, like, she kind of gives like a look that says that you answered technically, but not like what she was actually looking for, and you realize that really her question was that she was too shy to directly ask outright is, how are you doing with the fact that Finbar's leaving?
Oh, nightmare scenario. There's been a...
Anyway, so you see that's like what she meant.
Okay, I get it. With Finbar, I think it's fine. You know, I think he knows exactly what he's doing, what he wants. You know, we're still going to be able to see him. We still have the ship. We can say hi whenever we want, and if he needs our help, we can help him out. So I'm not too worried about him, I think. But I've never been on this side of the people leaving before. And, it's weird. We talked about family, I think, the last time we were here. It's a little bit fuzzy. I remember it mostly, but that was really strong wine.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say, on the best of circumstances, Feywild does it to you. You add Feywild wine into that, then it gets a little, yeah.
Yeah. But, I didn't really have... What I grew up in wasn't really a family, and I didn't really have one. I'm not sure I do now. It doesn't really feel like it's my decision. But when I left, it was so easy, because there wasn't anything there, and I don't think that's what this is for Finbar. I think, he's going from one thing to another, and none of us are leaving his life. When he left here, you guys didn't stop being his family, and I think that's going to happen with us too. So Finbar is not the one I'm worried about.
Then who are you worried about?
Ooh. So how well did you talk to Dani when we were here?
Hey.
I don't know. She seems pretty She seems pretty resourceful.
Oh,
you don't
she's...
think she'll be able to make it work?
Oh no, I think she'll make anything work. That's kind of what scares me. Well, I don't know. She's so smart, and I'm really not. So a lot of this I don't really understand, but Dani kind of does have a family, and we don't get along with him really well, and I think that's really upsetting her.
Torn between two places. Well, you know who might know something about all that? Finbar.
Yeah, probably. I just don't want to stress him out. It's like 2 weeks before his wedding, or months in Feywild time.
He is. It might be 2 days. We actually have to get going pretty soon.
Oh.
But no, don't worry. It's you never know. But anyway, for us it's less volatile because we're from here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't stress him out before his wedding because he has a tendency to put too much on those big shoulders of his.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that, but how much do you know about what the hunter does here?
Not a lot.
That's my job, the hunter.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit, but again, I've never had that much wine before in my entire life, so I don't really know what happened.
Hunter's job is to range, and that's that usually has to deal with just, there's lots of big baddies out in the Feywild that seek to do harm to people trying to live in peace. But it's also about bringing new perspectives in, because we're one big family at Hunkyung, but sometimes that means sometimes it just means people are talking to the same people over and over again, and it's my job to go between them and go between the outside world. And what I'm just trying to say is I don't want to overstep my place, but I think that you shouldn't let any concerns you have just kind of fester in yourself. You should put them out there for everybody to know. I don't know if that's the thing you normally do anyway, but...
Normally I do, but this one's a lot harder to talk about.
It shows.
Yeah. I had this friend, I still have this friend. I don't know where she is right now, but we grew up together, and when I left, I think it really hurt her a lot more than I realized. And I was hoping I could talk to her about this, but, it's a big planescape. She's hard to track down. But I didn't get it at all when she came to find me. I thought leaving was so easy. And now I have something. And the thought of the people in it leaving, really scares me. And it's almost like if I say it to them, it'll make it true. So. But that's a problem for later. So, let's find some chocolate.
You guys, she gives a nod, walk in comfortable silence for a little while longer.
The most comfortable.
You come to this grove kind of area. Now, the trees in much of the Feywild grow tall and thick, lots of space between them for other things to be growing in. The canopy covers, but the regular real-world ecological physics don't apply. Life here abounds. So as you come to this area, you notice it's a little more clear than a lot of it. There are trees, massive ones, that cloud out the canopy above you, but here there are smaller trees that are more on par with what you would see, and what you're familiar with from the Feywild, from the material plane and stuff like that. Just normal sized trees growing underneath this absolutely massive canopy, and you see growing in and around these shaded parts of these trees what you can only assume to be the cacao beans.
Ooh,
that's them there. So, how much do you need?
How much do I need? That's a good question. Probably as much as I can.
Maybe just take like a whole bunch.
Yeah, let's take a whole bunch.
Let's just take a whole bunch. You go up, and it's like you gotta climb like maybe 10 feet into the tree to like get one, but
cool.
Again, easy for you. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh, beautiful. I would love to make a perception check.
I'd love for you to make a perception check.
We were getting a little too comfortable around here. All right. This die is a bit of a wild card, which is what dice.
You think we're gonna go this whole time without a dice roll?
Ooh, that's an 11.
11. As you climb up, you hear a and then you feel like a gust of wind kind of move past you, and the cacao that you just plucked off the branch is just gone.
Oh no! I need a whole bunch of those, I think.
You kind of look around. You don't see anything.
All right. Let's see. What can I do? Oh no. It's been so long since I played D&D. Where are my buttons?
I mean, there's more in the tree. There's, like, the one that was just there just got taken from you, but...
I will certainly try to grab a second one.
All right, make another perception check.
Yes. Good. Eventually. 18.
18, all right, let's see. That's a natural one. As you go to grab this one, your reflexes now, kind of turned on from the last one. You're not normally surprised. It's very weird for you.
Yeah.
But as you go to grab this next one, you see this running up the tree and then trying to grab it from you, but you're able to like kind of grab onto its wrist before it gets away. You see there's this, it's about like 1.5 feet tall. It's got deep blue skin. It's got, you know those elf hats that are like long? It's got like long pointy hair. It looks like the Patriots logo with like the long points, silver hair going off the back. Just straight point going out the back. It's got these glowing yellow eyes. It's got this like dapper little green tunic on with these like little shorts and stuff.
That's sweet.
And you catch this thing. It looks at you and immediately begins like vibrating. I'd love for you to please roll initiative.
Okay.
Nice.
Up until the green tunic, you were describing a Smurf, Austin.
Yeah,
I think its hair is not a hat.
Its hair goes like straight back.
Oh, that was his hair.
A long
Okay,
point.
gotcha.
So like some of the worst designs for Quicksilver.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you mean the best.
Yeah,
Oh
some
my
of the
god,
Quicksilvers.
that was really bad. That's an 11. My dice tray has too many dice in it.
All
I
right,
took all the good rolls. I'm sorry.
On your
initiative
letter
out.
distribution simulator.
Yeah. Kiana, don't fight anyone in her personal vignette challenge.
She's a boss. I
Impossible.
think I'm not gonna ever fight something.
Yeah, there's not
All
a whole
right.
lot else we can do. It's like, okay, we
That's
got the
fair, that's
freeform
fair.
talking out of the way. Do you have another 40 minutes of that in you? All right,
course.
roll initiative.
Yeah.
Okay, so Adelaide,
challenge.
good old love, rolled a 3. Kian,
I
you got
also
an
rolled a
11.
3. Yeah.
Oh, she rolled a total of 3.
Oh, yes, well.
And the Quicklings rolled. Just really quick.
Very clever.
Yeah.
We
The
got a little
Quicklings
thing.
rolled
That's
a
fast.
26.
Oh, well, okay.
So they're gonna go first. Is in the tree right next to you, and they are all gonna go. So each of them has a speed of 120 feet.
Yeah.
Good God,
Oh
man.
my god.
They're called Quicklings. Yeah.
Quicklings.
So now we're gonna use passive perception. So what is your passive perception, Kiana?
My passive perception is what I learned in summer vacation. 15.
All right, fantastic. So we've got first one is gonna boogie right underneath you, and is going to make a sleight of hand check against you. So he's gonna roll and add 8 to this. He rolls a natural 1. So he goes. You see, he goes to grab what? So magic items that you've got right now. You've got
Oh, God.
2 swords, I believe, a dragon belt.
I feel like I should really
boots
only
that-
have brought one of those swords, but I'll take it.
You don't have to have brought it if you just want to have the normal one on you.
I think I don't have Endelians with me because it still
Cool.
feels a little bit weird. But yes, I have the gauntlets, the slippers, my quarterstaff. I've got a bunch of stuff they could be stealing. The manual of bodily health I still have because it's recharging for the next 100 years.
That's true. Yeah. So that guy goes ahead and misses. This guy's
Sapphire.
gonna go. He's gonna roll. That's a 15. What's your
Passive perception is 15.
right? Okay. So he also does not pickpocket anything off of you. This guy's gonna go. That's another 15. He
Can't they
misses.
just hit me? This is weird.
And then there we go.
No.
That's a 25.
Ah!
So he's gonna go. He's gonna lift that. You've got a potion on you, right? Maybe a
I
potion of
do,
healing or
yes.
something?
I have a potion of force resistance.
Oh, cool. So he's gonna take that potion of force resistance right off of you. By the way, I don't know if you want to make any attack of opportunity at them. You obviously can.
I would love to make attacks of
Just the first
opportunity on, I guess, only one of them.
Yes, just one of them.
Then I'll hit the one that just tried to steal from me.
Perfect.
that's okay.
Go ahead, please make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Oh god. Yes, sure.
Blurred movement. Attack rolls against the Quickling have disadvantage unless its speed is 0.
Nightmare scenario. Okay. Just a normal unarmed strike, I think.
Yep.
Or I could be having my sword out. How about a dirty 20? For the
At
record,
disadvantage?
Yes, the other one would have been a 30, so you're welcome.
Okay.
Go ahead. Roll damage for this guy.
Okay, that's 2d6 plus 7. Okay. That's 10 slashing damage.
This one grabs the potion, and then you cut it. It poofs into sparkles, and just an empty tunic falls to the ground. and along with the potion of force resistance, because that totally killed that Smurf.
Can I catch the potion, or is it just going bye-bye?
We'll say it hit the ground. You just use your reaction to hit him. So
okay,
then the last one's going to stab you 3 times.
There we go, see?
Or
This I
attempt to stab you.
understand. Okay.
Okay, that is... Why can't I ever roll this good in a combat that's important? A 22, a 23, and a 24?
All of them hit?
Nothing about this is unimportant. She's trying to do a favor for a buddy. She's trying to make her friend feel
Yes.
special. This is the
I'm
real
celebrating my bad
stakes.
feelings.
9 points of of piercing damage.
Total?
10 points of piercing damage.
Wait, 9 and then 10?
And so 19 plus another 6.
Yikes.
So
25?
25 points of piercing damage.
Ow. Scary. Okay,
And
cool.
they have not managed to steal anything off of you. In fact, you killed one, but you're now in melee with one of them, and Love's standing next to you. That ends their turn. You're up.
Great. I'm gonna use my... Is it my bonus action to summon my arms of the astral self? It's in here somewhere.
Yes. This is bonus action.
Yes. Actually... No. I'm going to use my bonus action to enter a rage.
Yes.
I would love to not take stabbing damage again.
This guy pulls out the smallest dagger you've ever seen, like a little toy dagger, and he goes, "Ah!"
And then it does more damage than Endelion did.
Yes, it stabbed, like, he is so fast that he just stabs
5,000
immediately
cuts.
where you're not protecting, and just 3 clean, nothing off, well, you wear no armor, but, like,
No.
nothing off of bone or anything, just 3 flesh wounds immediately from
Ow.
this tiny little thing. And he just cackles like Stitch, just like, "Ah!"
That's so annoying. All right, first attack, Greater Silver Sword.
It screams as you raise a huge sword at it.
Well, we'll see.
Cool.
I get-
You have disadvantage to hit because
Yeah, but I do get 2 tries.
You do get 2 tries.
Action. And raging doesn't do anything to this, right? Does it?
You could reckless attack if you wanted to. That would
But
grant
then they
them
would be
advantage
hitting me
against-
with advantage.
This is
No.
correct.
Okay, hold on. All right, that's another dirty 20. I rolled
Okay,
a
that
9.
hits.
Okay, so that's 2d6 plus 7 damage. Are any of the others within, like, range of me? That is 11 points of slashing damage.
Poof.
Cool.
4
Ow.
more.
Yeah, but they're all super far away. Oh, not
They
that
are
far
all super
away,
far away.
actually. Hold on. So I use my bonus action to rage and my action to attack, and I have 1 more attack per action. So can I move and then, like...
You have 1 more attack from your attack action, so yeah, you can move and then slash a dude.
And their location on the map is accurate to where they are?
Their location on the map is accurate to where they are.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Hacha! All right, second attack.
Roll at disadvantage.
Yeah,
Come on, roll badly.
there we go. Well, good. This was bad in 2 ways. I rolled 2 3s, which means 14.
That does not hit.
Ah.
They've got +6 to their dexterity. Their AC is...
Fine. Okay. Well, that was my movement, my action, and my bonus action. So, let's go.
Cool. So, Love is just going to pull an arrow and make a shot at this one that's way far over here. She's going to do that at disadvantage. And let's go ahead and see. She makes 2 ranged attacks with her longbow. That's a natural 2 on the first one at disadvantage.
love.
And that's a 1 and a 2 on those other dice. Nothing. And then it's going to come back to their turn.
Oh, goody. Does Love have, like, healing abilities, or am I on my own with this one?
No.
Okay, cool.
She can do like medicine checks to stabilize you.
Great.
Cool. So this one, that love shot, is going to roll up past her, and her passive perception is 15. So he's going to try and steal the quiver of arrows off of her back.
Oh, no.
No.
A sleight of hand check? Yeah. He just runs up, unbuckles it, and runs away with.
What's this Looney
The,
Tunes ass
arrows.
combat?
So there's
These things are a
10,
nightmare.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Every time one
45,
passes by
50,
you.
55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100.
Do your Roadrunner impression again, Noir.
What?
Do you?
105, 110, 115, 120. Right up
I
over
can't
there.
do like
Fantastic.
the fucking woogery.
Yeah, the sound they clearly must have made with, like, a drum or something.
Yeah.
Are you trying to do the Roadrunner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant the beep beep. Everyone break out your Roadrunner impressions while I roll some more sleight of hand.
Beep beep.
Cool. So, this guy is going to stab you and then run. They don't have... Yeah.
Austin, you do have to add the sound effect. It's required by law.
Yeah.
No.
Three stabs from this guy, and then he's gonna run away from you, and just hope that you miss him again.
Roll them to hits, baby.
Cool. That's a dirty 20, a dirty 20, and a 23.
Okay, all three of those are gonna hit again.
I can't believe I'm hitting with the Quickling.
I hate this.
He has a lower to hit than Endelion.
You gotta go fast.
All right, just tell me what the
But
damage
you are
is.
gonna resist all this damage as the spirit of Suvi envelops your body. That's 6 on the first one, down to 3.
Okay. Tolerable.
6 down to 3.
Okay, I'll just do them all at once.
They're in this chick's pockets.
And
Oh wait, I think I did that incorrect. I did the math wrong though, but that's fine. You only missed 1 point damage. So, and then 7 down to 3.
So 9 total.
I
Okay.
suppose so. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just adding it all. Okay. Cool.
And then he's going to run away from you. So if you have anything, if you want to do a reaction, you can.
Yes, I would love to use my reaction to slap him. At disadvantage.
You could also use your reaction to do the burst thing if you wanted to. I don't know if you'd rather attack of
Oh,
opportunity
yeah.
or
Actually,
let me be rules lawyery. If you wanted to use your reaction on the very first blow, then he would only have dealt 3 points of damage to you. So
Good point.
your choice on.
Yeah,
what you
so they
want.
have to make a strength saving throw. DC 17. It's not a roll to hit or anything.
Fantastic. Oh, it's a strength save.
Just a strength
that's
save.
pretty good.
Fuck, I thought it was dexterity.
You can
Shit.
roll. It might be good.
Shit! Should have said anything. I was like, this guy's got evasion.
Of course he has
Good
evasion.
yoinker. Cool.
these
All right,
things are
strength
just-
save. Oh, good. He has a -3 to these.
Excellent.
It's still possible. If he rolls a natural 20, he'll meet it.
He rolled an 18. -3 is 15.
None.
Oh, what a shame. It's DC 17. Let me get my second D8 out.
Cool. How many points of damage is he gonna take on this?
He's going to take 2d8 points of force damage and gets pushed 10 feet away.
All right. Well, we'll see if he survives it.
Where the hell is... I'll
He has
just roll
10
this one
hit
twice.
points.
Okay. Well, he's down 7 on the first die.
All right. 1 or 2. 1 or 2.
2. He has
9 points of
1 hit
damage.
point left.
He's alive. He books.
alive,
He
alive.
stabs you 2 more times and he books it out of there.
Ow.
And I cannot emphasize this enough.
Okay.
60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110.
It's been a while since we had one media property really permeate a section.
They're speedy
They're
boys.
so
There's only
fast.
like
you don't
3
even know
jokes we can
you don't
make.
even know what's coming. All right,
I don't
cool.
think of any other
Sleight of
fast
hand.
does
This,
that mean?
this guy's gonna go
Sonic.
try to relieve you of your dragonhide belt real quick.
Okay.
Oh no.
That is a natural 3, so he's not gonna make it. Cool. And then this guy is going to try to take. Well, you're holding your sword
Yes.
and you've got your slippers on, so I'm gonna say neither of those are viable targets.
Honestly, thank goodness.
What else do you have? You have the
Let me pull up
you
my
have the
inventory
manual
for
on you, and what other important items might you have?
Right. The spell jamming helm is listed, but I don't think that counts.
That's you're not carrying that.
I have a potion of hill giant strength. I have a ring of water walking. I'm also wearing the gauntlets. I think.
Oh yeah, I'd say he couldn't take those off of you either.
Right. Well,
that
if he
seems
wants,
that seems silly. Belt is one thing, but
if he wants the 600 gold pieces worth of loose diamonds I constantly carry on my person, those are still an
oh
option.
no, diamond. Yeah, no, he's definitely gonna take all
I
those
have
diamonds.
diamonds and a sapphire.
He's gonna try and take the bag of
Oh,
diamonds.
no.
Yikes.
That is a 25 to
chaos
beat your passive perception. So 10, 15, 20,
up,
25,
Noir.
30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60, 5, 10, 15, 20, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. That is that dude over there. He's running away with your diamonds. That will end their turn. Kyana, you're up.
Great.
Go to the
I love this.
Hill Zone and get them all back.
Come on, guys. All right, how far away are they? Jesus.
Gotta go fast.
All
Thank you,
right,
Wally.
I got it.
Damn, if only one of the closer ones had stolen, they would have been so far away.
All right. Is the one that's just robbed me the one that's closest to me to the south?
He is the one that's closest to you. Yeah, it was the
5,
furthest
10,
one away.
15,
so
20,
it's
25,
closest to
30,
you
35,
now.
40, 45. No! Okay.
Bonus action dash.
I can use my bonus action, Step of the Wind. Then I won't be able to use my arms, but honestly, I don't need them right now. Yeah, I will bonus action Step of the Wind and just close that distance. So
Do it.
50. Nope, come on. Figure it out. Hold on. It's being weird. There we go. 55. Okay. Great sword swing number 1. Ooh. Okay, does a 15 hit?
15 will miss.
Okay, second attack.
Second attack. See if you get those diamonds back.
I really would like them back. Okay. Okay, how about a 24?
24 is gonna hit. Let's
Thank
see if
you.
you do enough damage. It's almost impossible for you not to, I think.
Yeah, let's see. It is how much fucking 2d6 plus 7, so it's not impossible for me to fuck this up.
You need to roll 2 1s and he'll live.
He's dead. That's 12 points of damage.
Poof! Do you want to interaction pick up your...
Yes, please.
Yeah, alright, you interaction pick up the diamonds. By the way, this dude was not gonna hang around to, like, attack you more. He was just going to run off the edge of the map and disappear into the woods.
Okay, I have a cunning plan for next round.
I hope so. Cool. Does that end your turn?
That was my movement, my bonus action, and both of my attacks, so yes.
Alright, Love has no more arrows. So she is going to dash over to this guy if she can. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's 10 feet away. Just squares up, like trying to corner a cat.
Oh, best of luck to
God,
you.
I fucking hate these things.
Trying to
Oh
catch
man, that
a,
ends her turn. Alright, these quicklings.
hedgehog.
Cool, so you've got diamonds back. I'm gonna say you're holding the diamonds.
I'm
so we're
holding
not
them in
gonna
my
steal
hand.
that.
I was considering making their job slightly harder by pouring some of them out. I don't know if you would permit me to have done that.
I love how Kyana
You want to
has
pour
no...
out diamonds on the ground?
I want to sprinkle just a few of them.
Okay,
Like Wily Coyote feeding birds
go.
on the ground.
How many? How many? You have what? 600 gold.
600
worth of
gold
diamonds?
pieces worth of
Okay,
diamonds.
how many hundreds of gold pieces would you like to sprinkle?
Let's do 200.
200. Okay, go ahead and make a deception check for me, and
Certainly.
I'm gonna set the DC. They're easily distracted, so I'm gonna set it's normally like a 10. Now, they're not stupid either, so I like to let me check their intelligence.
It's not even a
Before you roll,
deception.
I want to set this DC.
Okay.
They're intelligent. They're average intelligence, so they're not stupid. Like they know that it's harder for them to pick up a bunch of loose diamonds than to steal the bag that has more diamonds. But they're also a little. Their attention span's not great.
I'm not
so
that averse
go
to
ahead,
doing
roll me a deception, and we'll set it at a DC of 15.
My deception is only +1. It's raw charisma. I have no proficiency. How about a 7? Yeah, no.
You dump diamonds on the ground, and they look at each other, and in hyper fast flash talk in Sylvan,
Yep.
the Fey tongue, it's like, look at this fucking idiot. Trying to dump our diamonds, trying to distract us. Yeah, they're just gonna take stuff.
Joke's on them. I don't care about material possessions. All right, let's go.
Cool, so the first one's just gonna try and steal the rest of that bag from you. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and is going to make his sleight of hand check. Ooh, what is that? Is that a 6? That's a 14.
That fails. Passive perception 15.
Yep. He runs away. If you want to do an attack of opportunity, you got one.
I think I'm gonna save that for when I get stabbed next.
Okay.
Or when one of them actually succeeds in stealing from me.
Cool. He's gonna go right over here, and then this one is going to try and steal. You don't have a health potion or anything on you.
No. That would be too smart.
There's the. Well, they're not that interested, but they're not that smart. They're not really interested in books. They'd rather have.
I've
other
got
stuff.
the
He's
bag
gonna
of
try and steal the
diamonds and a sapphire, yeah.
He's gonna try and steal the sapphire from you. So. 60, and then he will do this. That's the most cocked the dice has ever been. That'll succeed on 21.
Okay, then I use my reaction to attack of opportunity then when they try
Okay.
to move out of my threatened area.
Go ahead, disadvantage swing at him.
At a disadvantage swing. Come on, it would be so funny. How about a 17?
17 will hit.
Yeah! 2d6 plus 7!
2 1s, 2 1s, 2 1s.
Sorry. It's like 16.
Boom! You don't even hit this one with the blade. You just like the flat of with the sharp end of the blade. You use the flat end of the blade as this thing runs through, and the clothes continue for another like 10 to 15 feet as the glitter dust of the body just past you, like hitting a bird with your car.
Jesus.
And the sapphire just tumbling through the grass here.
Oh, I forgot I had that.
Fantastic. And these last one's gonna. Love doesn't have much on her, so he'll just stab her a bunch.
Aww.
No.
I rolled so well on every attack.
Stop it! I don't have any way to heal Love if she gets fucked up.
Oh man!
I can't believe you're gonna do this right before Finbar's wedding.
Yeah, I took your sister on a quest to go get you some chocolate, but
It's not bad. It's not good. She takes 20 points of damage, immediately just stabs her a bunch, and then runs away. She's gonna try and hit him with. She does have a short sword, so she'll try and take her opportunity attack at this.
Please just
Come
fuck him up.
+4 to hit.
Come on, girl.
She rolled an 18 and a 19.
Yeah!
Now she cannot kill him because it's a 1d6 +2.
Come on.
She deals 3 damage and he gets away. All right, Kyana.
God,
There's 2 guys left. What are you gonna do?
Okay, they're a little bit far away. That's fine. I
They
got
are very
this.
far away.
Okay. 5. Oh, I'm gonna scoop up my sapphire on the way. If that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Oh, so close. Okay, fine. Bonus action, step of the wind. 50. 55. Okay, first attack. This one has already taken a little bit of damage, right? Ha!
Always a disadvantage.
Oh my god. Okay, one of them like rolled up on the other dice and was a natural 20, but the other one wasn't and was an 18. But like I'm gonna count the one that rolled up on the other dice that was a 20 as cocked and re-roll it.
All right, re-roll.
You're
Re-roll a
welcome.
natural 20.
Huh. Okay, we're still fine. It's like a 27 to hit. I rolled a
Okay.
16. Okay. 2d6 plus 7. I actually just can't survive this one because it already took damage.
This is the different one. The other
never
one
mind.
on the
Okay.
left there is the one that got hit.
Oh, bad news. 15 damage again. It explodes.
Just
Okay.
playing whack-a-mole.
Yep. Great. Awesome. I still
Man,
have.
I really thought one of them was gonna make it off the map.
I still have some movement. 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. And that's all my movement. So my last action is not going to... My attack action isn't going to go anything. Oh, I didn't scoop up my other diamonds. I'll get them later. It's fine.
Yeah, Love is not doing great, so she's gonna sit this round out.
Please do.
And then the Quickling is going to... He's gonna line up. He's gonna make one last play.
Look at me, I'm a target.
He's gonna try for the... He's gonna try the big one. He's gonna try for that belt.
Oh, if he does.
how tragic.
You're not attuned to the belt, right? Because you're attuned to the
think I
gauntlets
must
and the
have-
sword and the slippers.
Let me check. I'm currently listed as attuned to the silver sword. Yeah, I'm not attuned to the belt.
Cool. Here we go. I'm gonna roll in D20. He adds 8 to this.
Oh my god.
This is
So
fun.
7 or high, or I guess 8 or higher.
Oh, why are there so many rolls that I had to scroll through?
Okay.
Ooh, 25. He gets up. Here we go. Ready? We're gonna see if he can make it off.
No, I get my attack of opportunity.
Well, oh, that's true too.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. He takes it. 60. He gets here. I've ruled that they can't escape by like going to the nearest side because otherwise they could like run up to you and get off. They have to go to the opposite side. So
Okay.
he might be able to make it off this round. We'll see. Go ahead. You get one attack of opportunity.
Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does, of course, hit.
Good. Well, I rolled an 8. I've been rolling really low on my low rolls, so... Okay. And that is nearly max damage. That is going to be 18
Nice.
points. So he extra explodes.
Finish him. Yep, he just
Perfectly bisected straight up and down.
gone. Perfect. Yeah. You turn the sword vertically.
Yeah.
And 2 halves go off in 2 different directions and then explode into glitter.
It's like the fucking Buster Sword. Just like leverage does most of the work.
Yeah.
This sword is probably taller than I am. Okay.
Allie comes like running over. She's bleeding from multiple parts.
Eh.
Picks up the quiver and like kicks the dust and slings the quiver over her. God damn, I hate those bastards.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. I dropped a bunch of diamonds back there. I'm gonna go pick them up. I'll be right back.
You got a bunch of diamonds? All right, I'm gonna get the cacao.
Thank you.
Just goes, collects the cacao. You guys just an armful, a bushel of these pods.
I have no idea how many of these I need.
And fantastic. So, mission complete.
Yeah.
You were able to make your way out. Love sends you on your way with the the promise of seeing you very soon for yourself and an unknown amount of time for her. And go ahead, and I'd love for you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
I would love to roll a wisdom saving throw. I'd make these at advantage, right?
I think you permanently make.
I actually make it on double
as
advantage, which isn't a real thing, but yes.
Correct, it's not a real thing.
Okay,
I mean,
so...
I personally think that advantage and disadvantage could stack and cancel out a little bit.
I think it would be fun.
Anyway.
Okay, so it's plus
Actually,
5.
it's too powerful. It should be plus 2s after the first advantage. We don't need to get into the math of it. But anyway.
17?
17 is a complete success.
Great.
So you remember everything. There is that like kind of occasional. There's like that dreamlike kind of quality for some of it, but you've got
So
nearly as well as you'd remember.
So I don't show up like, when did I get stabbed so much?
Yeah. Ow. Yeah.
What the hell? Did I sleep
Peter
really
Parker
weird?
waking up after the symbiote has been controlling him. Like, what happened?
How am I more in pain than when I went to bed?
You make it back and visit your old friend Cyprius.
My favorite kobold.
Girl, what can I do for you?
Hey! Do you know how to make something called memory chocolate?
Do I know how to make memory chocolate? No, but I can figure it out.
Great!
Good.
I brought extras. Yeah.
All right, you go ahead and exchange the cacao. He makes you your gift.
Would he like to be paid in slightly used diamonds?
I was gonna say, what is what is the rare? I think I sent it to you. What is the rarity on that listed as?
Check. It is, very rare. It's a wondrous item.
It's very rare.
Yes.
Well, you're not buying it. You're making it. You got the ingredients, which is the hard part. So
yes.
Go ahead and mark off that this very rare item for all of the ingredients is going to be 750 gold pieces.
Okay. Just mark that off my...
Mark that off in whatever denomination you want, whether you want to pay with a sapphire or with
I'm just going to use some of my 6,595 gold.
I was going to say, I feel like I probably could have gone higher and you would have been okay, but...
I don't buy things!
It's shocking that Kyana's actually not slower when she runs.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Just huge pockets.
It's actually all in Bitcoin, so it's virtual and it doesn't weigh me down.
You know what? Let's go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and read the description of memory chocolate now, instead of waiting for Finbar to get it. But now that you've attained it.
Yes, this one is funny. Memory chocolate. If cacao beans are allowed to ferment under the influence of the new moon and certain fey rituals are enacted before they are turned into chocolate, the resulting confection becomes memory chocolate, an especially firm, pleasingly fragrant. When you melt the chocolate on your tongue for 1 minute, you can kiss or lick a willing creature as an action and transport them into a memory from your past. Licking is considered more gauche than kissing. This effect lasts until the next dawn. You and the target are mentally transported into this memory, and your physical bodies are locked in an embrace in a trance-like state. While you experience the memory, you can't move or take any action, and you can't perceive anything with regard to your own senses. You choose the memory and appear in it as you are now, but as an imperceptible observer unable to affect the memory, the target enters the memory as your past self and experiences the memory exactly as you did, but is unable to change the memory. Yada yada. Yeah, it lasts until next dawn. They can choose to leave the memory at any point and wake up. This, when you sent it to me, I believe my exact words were, "This is hilariously kinky. I'm down." So.
Oh, my first thought was that Elisa's gonna make Finbar feel all those 6 months that she was alone.
That'd be so cruel.
But the target can leave whenever they want, so it's not an especially romantic form of torture.
I kind of assumed they would do like a good
Finbar would stay.
Wife.
Fantastic.
I like that the description has to explain that it is generally considered grosser to lick somebody than to smooch them.
Oh, that wasn't your own comment?
No, that's a parenthetical in the original
That is
description.
amazing.
D&D, teaching social norms to nerds since 1974.
Austin, would you like to shout out where you got this item from?
This is from the Arcadia magazine, as almost all of my amazing homebrew
Nice.
finds are. So thank you, Arcadia and MCDM. With that, it's not a chocolate bar. It's like this, it's bar-ish shaped, but it's more organic, and it's almost like it's been melted and pooled and then cooled and peeled off of something. So it's just like kind of egg-shaped, little ripples in it, and he gently, neatly wraps it for you and hands it to you. And says, "So what is this for?"
I'm going to a wedding.
Ah, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Do you get a +1?
Did Cyprius get an invitation, Finbar?
No. Then he one big bug eye, like, raises an eyebrow at you, like,
Sure, why not?
Oh my god.
No.
I don't want to be rude, and everyone I know already has an invitation.
This is gonna be amazing.
Scene.
It's like, why let him down gently when I can make this somebody else's problem?
Woe befall anyone who decides to attack us at this wedding.
I was gonna say, like, if and when this inevitably goes tits up, we are gonna be ready.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So that is going to conclude the adventure of Kyana and the first half of our episode. We will catch you back here after the break.
Woo!
Enjoy. We certainly will.
See ya.
Rolling with difficulty.
Hi, Sophia here, aka Just Dani. I just wanted to take a minute to thank everyone for listening to Rolling with Difficulty and for a quick announcement here at the mid-roll. As we are taking a week off next week, so there is no regularly scheduled episode, there will still be Rolling with Difficulty content. Over on our YouTube channel, we're going to be doing the mid-season Q&A live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, August 10th. So if you want to chat a little bit with the cast, ask about the season so far, have your burning questions answered, head on over there. And if you can't make it live, don't worry. The recording will be available in audio format and as a VOD on our YouTube channel. And if you want to ask a question, but you can't attend the live stream at the time that it's happening, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, feel free to email us at rollwithdifficulty@gmail.com. And if we're able to, we will get to your question. We are going to try to get to as much as we can in the live stream, so we can't promise every single question will be answered, but we will do our best, so do feel free to send in your questions ahead of time if you aren't going to be able to make it, or you just want to put it in writing because you think the chat will be a little tricky. I hope you guys are enjoying the episode. I hope you enjoyed the second half of the episode. I know I did. And I hope to catch all of you at the Q&A live stream on August 10th. Thanks for listening.
Rolling with difficulty.
And welcome back. When last we left our heroes, many preparations were underway, and the days until the wedding were running through like sand through the hourglass. As we approach and come to the day before the wedding, we pick up our story with Dani. Dani, with these 2 weeks of some downtime, what have you been doing?
Everyone keeps forgetting we gotta fix the fucking ship. We're gonna fix the fucking ship.
That is true. Viral has also had it, though. So, he's had it for at least a little bit. So let's go ahead and say 7 solid days of work fixing the ship. I believe in the stat block it should say, I believe it's 1d10 plus your artificer level or something per day.
The stat block
plus
that I
the
have up
casting
all the
modifier.
time and definitely did not lose between sessions. Yes. It's
We just pinned to the channel.
Oops. Yes.
So for that time, assume that Dani hard at work with her artificer tools and the knowledge of mending, putting the whole ship back together slowly. The cracks in the hull where lightning blasts from
I'm the only one who gets to break my ship.
Alternatively, we can imagine that Dani was actually present during Virla's entire vignette, just below deck.
Dani was downstairs the whole time.
She hears
Fantastic.
Davion yelling above and is like, I'm not going to bother.
Dani is like, oh, I want to avoid any sort of social awkwardness during this. I'm just going to stay in these events, I guess.
Yeah.
What am I rolling for this?
So it should be 7d8 because it is a d8, and then for every single day you're also going to add your spellcasting modifier. So I believe your intelligence is a +4.
You would be correct. My spellcasting
Cool. So
modifier
that's
is +4.
So that's 7 days times 4 for 28, plus whatever you roll on those 7d8s.
That would be a total of 40 because I did it on the math machine, aka roll 20 plus 28. So
28, yeah.
68 hit points back to the ship.
Amazing. You guys can barely tell. I know.
I can do
If
math.
anyone wants to spend an inspiration to add one more hit point.
Yes. Oh, no, I don't have any inspiration. Could I use, I know Flash of Genius is a +4. Could that have boosted me for 1 point on one of these checks?
I will allow you to spend a Flash of Genius now if we're assuming that this that will apply to the upcoming adventure.
I think that is absolutely fair.
Okay, fantastic.
To make it the nice number.
Nice.
This is the stupidest thing.
I was so excited to do
it's
math
worth it.
right on the podcast that it feels like this is a big character moment for me, Sophia the player, not Dani the character.
We're still a good 77 hit points away from maximum, so we got a ways to go.
It's not so bad.
It really
At
isn't.
least we're at the funny haha number.
We are. All right. What does that put your total currently at?
323.
323. Not bad at all. All right, fantastic. That being said, so Dani, some time spent working hard on the ship. Virla having returned. You are hard at work. Is there anything else that's been going through Dani's mind, or is she kind of just typically goal oriented as she usually is over this time?
I think she's mostly pretty goal-oriented. I imagine there's some arguments with Modron that go back and forth in the process of fixing the ship. She's probably a little grouchy, but she gained some charismatic clarity in our last adventure, so she's a bit more zen than earlier in the season, I think.
Gotcha. Well, this new toned down, very go with the flow Dani.
Well, let's not go crazy.
Practically a stranger. Dani, you receive a telepathic ascending. As you've gotten accustomed to at this point.
I hate these.
You hear Elise's voice come through to you. And you hear Dani! Hi! Hope you're not busy. Was wondering if you could do a favor. Some logistics fell through. Need you to grab something.
Dani thinks to herself I'm not a freaking court courier service. Yeah, I can grab what you need. What's missing?
You're a lifesaver. Thank you. So, our cake is ready, but won't be delivered. Can you pick it up? Finbar says you have a ride. Paltry's pastries in Little Arcadia.
Oh no!
It's a neighborhood in Sigil.
No, I get that. I'm just the one with all the rules.
It's just a homeowners association.
It's just Paltry's Bakery, Little Arcadia, no problemo. When do you need this
All
by?
right.
Is she out of sendings? She's out of sendings.
You hear as she comes in with a third level spell. You hear, if you could get it today to us, that would be excellent. Thank you.
When in relation to this is the wedding?
It's tomorrow.
Okay, good.
So she wants.
When do you need it by?
Dani asked me if she could just pick it up tomorrow.
Obviously, you get the cake 2 weeks in advance so that it's at its freshest. The day
In
of.
my mind, Dani is so engrossed in fixing the ship that she is not really clocking what day of the week it is.
Just goes over to her word of a day calendar and rips off 12.
I want you, Austin, the DM, to tell me what kind of words of the day Dani would be interested in.
I imagine this is you learning more gifts, so it's all just Githyanki
Perfect.
vocabulary.
Incredible. Top notch. It's canon. Yeah.
Today is croissant. It's so stupid. It's not even an English, it's a borrowed word. I don't know why I chose that one.
It is aggressively French, in fact.
Croissant.
Croissant. You know?
It's a Gith loan word from the Drow language, I guess.
So,
Wait, Drow or French?
I don't know, maybe.
Elven.
That changes a lot.
High elf.
Okay.
I don't know.
They have
Just
a lot of
Cressida
apostrophes.
taking a huge drag off a cigarette.
Oh, three
Isn't
star
that noisy on
long.
the dark until you have seen it?
Welcome to
I
Maison
kill the people and I
Baranza.
collect the bounties.
I'm assuming, I'm not stupid. I'm assuming that what's being implied by I have a ride is the hell ride, if I had to guess.
Yes. I mean, you're a smart person. You take it that she's like, can you go get this? It's a big cake. And if someone had to, like, someone shouldn't have to carry it. Like, could you just use the thing that you have? You're the guy with the pickup truck and she's trying to move.
Hell
you know?
yeah.
Strap it onto the back of the hell ride.
I'll check the back, because I don't know if that back of the hell ride actually has any sort of, like, platform on it. So I'll look around for a suitable, like, piece of plywood or something to just sort of ring.
10th level artificer.
Slap it on it.
Yeah, trivially easy for you to get one of those, like, back of the bike platforms
Hell yeah.
and, just wrangle something up that's gonna hold the cake in place.
Yeah, and for the ride there, I am going to strap Plug to the platform for the duration of the ride.
Like a figurehead on the prow
Or
of a
could
ship.
he, like, you know how, like, he's got this, like, arms?
you
I imagine that they're, like, going to extend underneath it and just, like, hold his own paw.
Do you want to have, like, a little... I saw a TikTok who has this for his, like, ATV. The dog has a little, like, curved bed and there's buckles in it that buckle him in.
Like a sidecar? But like...
Yeah, it's kind of like a sidecar, but it's about as big as, like, a loaf of bread for this
Oh my
tiny
God.
dog.
Burrito me into the side of the
And
bike.
it's just...
I want to take my
And the
little
dog
buddy
also has
with
helmet
me.
and goggles. All right, fantastic. So
All
Plug...
right, Red Baron. Jeez.
Plug jumps in. Plug's got to really compress for this thing. So Plug like accordions in. So he's about like
He's
7
life
inches
size.
long at this point.
Insert accordion sound here.
None of us know what accordion sounds like, apparently.
Nope.
The pain
We're
on
on something
Noir's
today, man.
face, a man who has probably played an
I
accordion.
was gonna
at
say,
some
I'm surprised.
point.
I'm shocked the accordion
A
is not now.
concertina. They're two different beasts. Entirely different.
Just knowing the difference.
There's. Do you know how much more similar a concertina is to an accordion than the sound?
Oh, do you want me to do my best impression on the guitar or the lyre? Those are the only options I have in this room.
I mean, I can bust out my melodica. That's probably the
Alright.
closest you'll get.
Okay, as the person who has to edit the
DM's
audio in
foot
this
coming down.
episode,
Everyone
this is
shut
not
up.
what
Danny, you strap Plug in, get on the thing, the Anarch Sphere comes to life, you're rolling along. I think it's like 2 districts over that you're going to have to travel, and you're delivered at the end to the staging area, which is Hira's palace. The ceremony is not being held there, but the reception is. So you're going to drive over, get it, and bring it on back. So you head through the city. And Little Arcadia, as you travel, is a district you have not been to before, but its architectural style does immediately kind of call to you that you've clearly entered a new little, it's like like 4 blocks by 4 block kind of district, but it is marked by having like the same kind of wall aesthetic going around the whole thing. So there's lots of ways in and out. Lots of arches and doorways and stuff, but there's very clearly like a vibe of this is us. It's got there's a unification between the aesthetic here in terms of like the color of the tiles on the roofs and the angle of, whereas a lot of Sigil has it still has that very like compressed kind of very tall, very narrow streets in places, very tall buildings. Space here is somewhat limited, and so things have sprung up, even though there's a lot of that aesthetic. A lot of the city is more varied. Here, things share a common theme, and you see people, going about. It's very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? People here very hard at work. You see, like, a lot of movement in the street to the point where, you're gonna have to, like, stop the bike sometimes and, like, go around people. There's, like, there's someone who's, like, rugs out on a line that's like beating them, and you gotta like stop and let them get all the dust off and let you drive through a big cloud of dust. Things like that. Fantastic. So
Gentrified the city of doors.
They've gentrified the city of doors. There's like an ironically named dog grooming place.
Beastlands.
So stupid. And you see that there is you've actually come up from behind it seems like, because you didn't know exactly what you were looking for, but you do see, as you're starting to go by, and you're kind of like this alley, you see that there's first you smell fresh baked bread. There's just a delicious aroma around here, and you see painted on a back window it says Paltry's Pastries, and there's like a silhouette of this guy like reaching into an oven kind of painted under it in this sort of design on this window here.
Does it look like there's somewhere to park the bike?
Yeah, you can just park it right here if you want.
Dani will take out a little bit of chain from the bag of holding and like try and find a place to chain the bike up to. Like, my fucking bike stolen in the fucking city of Doris.
I mean,
so
this
funny.
is little. This is little the world of law of lawful good. So,
Last thing I need is to
it's a
find
pretty
out
safe
that
neighborhood.
I'm not breaking, or that I am breaking the law by parking there, and like
Oh,
they
getting
try
your
to tow
it's
me or something.
way more likely they try to tow your
Yep.
bike than have someone would try to steal it here.
But how
but
funny
yeah,
would it be if somebody tried to steal your bike and then got turned inside out by the Lady of Pain?
it'd be extremely funny. So you pull some chain out and you start going about. There's like a pipe running down the building here. You're like, can I put it to the pipe? Like, someone's gonna pull this pipe out. Like, what's gonna happen? When you start to hear a commotion from inside, there's some like bumping and yelling, and then you hear this guy shout out, "Stop them! They're taking the cake!" You see the back door flies open, and you see two insectoid humanoid figures, carapace walking on two legs. They look kind of like these beetles that are strangely familiar to you. You see fucking Simon and Garfunkel here pulling an enormous wedding cake out of the door.
and Gildersteen are back, baby!
I can't.
This is like
believe this.
a 6 foot tall cake. You see that one of them the first one comes out, the other one comes out holding the other side. This bursting out from behind them, you see this halfling's rotund dude, curly hair, little chef's hat on, and he points. He says, "They're off with it! Don't let them get away!" And then one of them one of the Mezzalots turns, looks at you, Dani, and says,
Oi.
"Ah, shit! It's the brass! Scatter!" And they just start to take off down the street. Dani, what would you like to do?
I want to turn to the halfling. Is that the order for Finbar and Elise's wedding?
Yeah,
Shit! And then I'll hop
obviously.
hop on the bike.
You drop the chain, hop on the bike, kick into gear. Can I get you to please go ahead and roll initiative for me?
Yes, you can. I'm so excited.
Can I make a guess that the obstacles Dani might have to face are two guys transporting a horizontal glass pane and some guy trying to lift a piano?
Funny you
Someone
ask. The way
carrying a
that this is
ladder.
going to work is I have not mapped out the race course. There is a list of random obstacles in a race that
Incredible.
you can face. And you are each going to roll for the random obstacle the other person faces. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. It's somewhat like a skill challenge, but there's you have to contend with just catching them could prove to be trivially easy. Getting the cake back safely is important. For example, I'm sure you could just cast Shatter and blow up their arms.
Yes,
but
but
that
then
would
the
also destroy the
cake-
cake.
This is
So-
literally the most high stakes thing I've ever had to do. Can you imagine being the person who fucked up Elise's cake? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I've
gonna
had to
say
imagine what it'll be like.
I was gonna
Anyway,
say it was big of her to ask for help in the first place, and so
she's got a
Dani
lot going on.
doesn't fear death anymore, but man, is she afraid of Elise being even a little bit pissed at her.
I think if that fucks up, you just have to this is the Dani alone arc where she goes rogue and we have to track her down, but it's just because she fucked up the cake and can't face
Yeah.
Elise.
Just because she fucked up.
faked her death, unglued herself.
Let me tell you, Elise is way scary.
It's an 18
All right.
on initiative.
Surviving Elise won't make me taller.
18 on initiative. This guy has, or these guys, they're rolling together, obviously, have a +0. So we're gonna go ahead. Natural 19. They are going
Ooh.
first.
No!
Now, that does mean, however, that you are going to roll the first complication because
You do know I
what's
love
the
a
word
random
for?
table.
because you are rolling for the other person. So as you goggles on, plug
Goggles
flicks
on.
his little head, goggles fall into place. Anarchir charges up. They
I gotta
take off
change
down the
things.
street.
Okay.
Before their turn starts, I'd love for you to roll. Tell me what. Give me a d20 roll and let me know you rolled.
16.
16. Okay, that is no complication on this chart.
No!
So they are off. They are off with a hot start to begin
Shit.
with. So They are all ready. Let me go ahead and mark that down for them. They are going, and the first thing they're going to do is they are just going to... They've got 40 feet of movement, so they are just going to run their 40 feet, and then they're going to use their action to teleport 60 feet. They're going to do this together, so they teleport a full 100 feet away from you.
It's not fucking far enough.
They leave the cake, though, right? They leave the cake right there.
Yeah, they leave the cake, actually. Combat's over. They didn't think about it. No, any equipment they're carrying is taken with them. So, poof, they teleport down the street, and you can already see them starting to take off around a corner. I'm going to go ahead and roll a d20 at Dani as you start to travel along. You also get no complication. So, Dani, what would you like to do on your turn?
I have a movement speed of 150 feet.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the best way to approach this. So I could get a little bit in front of them.
You totally could get in front of them. I would say these are narrow streets, so I'd say there's an ability check involved, but you could totally get in front of them with your speed.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe if I use
if you want to like
jump.
do a wall. Oh yeah, you have jump. Actually, I don't think you'll even need to make an ability check then. You can just use the bike's feature.
You're gonna really piss off the people in little Arcadia with all this ruckus, this hullabaloo.
They need to catch me first. I would like to use... So they're 100 feet away from me, right? 40, 60?
Yes.
Okay. I have 150 feet of movement. I'd like to jump and get in front of them, but I don't want to stop just short because I don't want them to, like, stop and the cake to go flying. So I want to be, like, in front of them, forcing them to, like, kind of... So they're going to have to slow down before they reach me, like, to maybe change direction.
Totally makes sense. So you kick off. Is it an action to do the jump, or is that just something you can do?
Devil's Ride
check
moves
the
at least
stats.
30 feet in
I
a straight
feel
line.
like-
It can clear a
I feel
distance
like it
up to
says it's
60 feet
a-
when jumping over a chasm, ravine, or other gap. Each foot it clears, and the jump costs a foot of movement. It doesn't say it's an action?
No, yeah. So that's just an ability it has. It has like juke is a reaction. That's why I was asking.
Gotcha.
But no, you're totally good. So you just bike takes off down the alley. You kick it, kind of like take the corner really sharp behind them, pull up on the handlebars. The whole thing jerks up into the air. You sail over this monstrous cake and land. Give them a little bit of space so they don't run into you. 10, 15 feet of space-ish. Mm-hmm. And is there anything else you'd like to do?
Oi! Jesse, James! Give me that goddamn cake! Scream at them and rev the engine a little bit for dramatic effect.
You won't take us alive!
That can be fucking arranged.
No, kill them symmetrically so the cake falls flat.
Okay, is that going to end your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Cool. Is going to be the start of their turn. Go ahead and roll a d20 for me. They're just going to take off the opposite direction.
10.
10. Ooh. Actually, this is perfect. So even though you stopped with plenty of space for them, you did not account for how bad they are at stopping with their little beetle legs. So the complication you rolled is you are forced to make a sharp turn to avoid colliding with something impassable. Make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw to navigate the turn. So that's what they're going to do right now as they try to like go around the bike that you've just blocked the way with. Let's see. DC 10. Their stat for dexterity is plus nothing. That's an 8. You climb something hard and take 1d4 bludgeoning damage. So the good news is they're going to take 1d4 bludgeoning damage.
Not the cake.
The bad news is the cake's going to take 1d4 bludgeoning damage. Now, it's only 2. It's only 2.
How close to me are they?
They get really close.
Like within 30 feet close?
Oh, yeah. No, they like run past you. Like they get up on some, like one of them gets up on some crates and like they like jump down around you. They have too much momentum to stop.
Rolled an 8.
Every mistake is another tear lobbed off.
Could I?
Oh god.
Could you use Flash of Genius to help
so
them?
the cake doesn't take any damage?
Fantastic. So they each take no damage as you see one of them's about to slip off a crate and you fling your shoe out, kick. There's an upside down bucket on the street and you slide it under and their foot one was about to fall down, catches, and they keep the cake stable.
This is the stupidest thing.
You know what, Sophia? This is equivalent to the Flash game where you're trying to juggle ingredients and
Austin asked if there
build a
was
sandwich.
anything we wanted to do as characters to help prepare for the wedding, and immediately I was like, oh, you know that Flash game where you were the experiment from Lilo and Stitch trying to make a sandwich and you had to stack everything? I'm like, I want to do
His
that.
name's Ruben.
Experiment 625.
625, yes. Has all the powers of Stitch,
Okay.
but is incredibly lazy.
Yeah.
So-
Did you guys know he also has arms inside of his body like Stitch that he's retracted? He just doesn't use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because he's got all the powers of Stitch. Anyway.
Yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic. So they're gonna run. That is... do they have to use an action for that? I think they just are good. Yeah, so they are... So that is just the start of their turn. They're going to run the normal amount, and then one of them is going to turn around and cast Darkness on you. So just an inky cloud of black appears around your bike, and you just can't see it all.
Great.
Cool. So that's the end of their turn. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a complication for you now. 14, no complication, other than the one that they've caused for you. Dani, they are only 40 feet away, but you are now blinded. What would you like to do?
Does the darkness move with me, or if I drive forward, will it stay and put?
Darkness moves with you.
Interesting. Exciting stuff. I will cast Dispel Magic to end the magical effect.
Oh, perfect. Dispel Magic is a 3rd level spell.
Yep.
Darkness is a 2nd level, which means it automatically succeeds. What does casting Dispel Magic on the darkness look like from Dani?
Wave my hands back and forth and it like freezes.
Like dismissing a putrid fart, Dani just gets rid of the darkness. You see one of them was very confident, like still finger pointed at you, kind of like bracing the cake with one knee so that he could point at you with the other hand. Wide smile, drops into a frown, just goes, ah, shit. Cool, you got, that's your action, but you do have movement and bonus action if there's anything you'd like to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll use my movement. I'd like to get like, how far ahead of me are they?
They're only like 40 feet. They really could not have run far this time because they had to use the action to cast Darkness.
Is there room to get like right up next to them?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm pulling up right next to them, just like the most annoying, ominous sidecar in a movie, glaring. Last time I'm gonna fucking ask. Give me the goddamn cake.
Go ahead, make an intimidation check.
Ooh, natural 17 plus 2. 19.
You hear one of them go, I think we should give her the cake. There goes, we're not giving her the cake. Book it. I'm going to count that as a success, though, for Dani.
Nice.
And I'm going to say you're within, like, touch range at this point.
Cool. I have Plug with me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have him as the bonus action make his ranged weapon attack at like it's just a little like pew. I wonder if there's like a bolt on the bike or something he could aim for.
Or
like the
he
tire.
could totally...
Ooh, could he aim for like a tire? 'Cause it does.
They're just running. They're not on a bike or anything.
Yeah, they're just.
Oh, they're
sprinting.
on foot?
Yeah.
I fully
trying
thought
much
they were
slower than
driving.
No, they're
like
running. They're
teleporting and
they're holding each side of this cake like they're fucking who's getting ready for Christmas, and they're just bolting down the alley.
That fucking changes everything.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to do with totally Plug as a bonus action? You totally want to do something. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I so rarely use Plug. I just want to double check something.
I know. It's like when you said you were taking Plug, I was like, is Plug gonna finally get to see combat? Plug's gonna get to see some action.
Exhilarating to finally be beyond the boundaries of the Paraspora.
Allow me
shall
to
do
fight
your
for you,
bidding.
my lady. Launch
We're
me at their
so
faces.
close. I was gonna say, could Plug like grapple one of them, like around, just like
Yeah,
attack,
Plug
like,
can totally
I
turn-
hit them with my sword.
Yeah. You want Plug to try to grapple one of them?
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
would Plug to try and grapple.
All right.
Finbar and
Go
his
ahead.
paramour, they have been shrunken and placed upon that.
Everyone knows.
Go
that
ahead
Plug
We
and
must
is-
roll-
rescue them at once.
Roll your strength athletics check.
Hell yeah.
These guys are strong. This is their best stat.
Will Plug be stronger? I mean, he does have a -3 to this.
Power
These
of
guys
his
have a
devotion to you
+4,
will carry
so-
him through.
Well, I rolled a natural 19, but -3, so 17.
That would be
They rolled a
16.
10 plus. Yeah. They rolled a 10 plus 4, which is a 14. So Plug jumps out.
They're carrying a
Is he
cake
just
right
using
now.
his mouth?
Yeah, they are.
I'm picturing, like, you know, like, when a cat's all up in your face and it's just, like, circling the head, kind of, like... I'm picturing just, like, cat to
Oh,
face,
Dani!
you know?
Yeah, just like in a cartoon, just a whirlwind of
Yes, exactly that.
all the way
Yeah.
around. Yeah, so this cat, you get the one that was like that was ready to drop the cake. That was like, maybe we should give in. He goes, "Oh no, her guy's got me. He's got me." Don't stop now. We're almost clear. This is the score of our lifetime.
What the fuck do they think they have here?
This cake?
Is Finbar in
You gotta
the
love
cake
their
or something?
hustle. You've got
Finbar's in the
every score, it doesn't matter how small, is their score of a lifetime.
Well, they've never
That's a good
succeeded
point.
yet, so every score.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes a lot.
Okay. Dani, go ahead and roll to see if they get a complication. I mean, other than all the ones that are happening to them at this moment.
11.
That is no complication. So they are running out of tricks, though. Oh, is there not a reach or teleport? Yeah, they can just teleport away. Okay, well, they're gonna teleport. This one's grappled. So they're gonna teleport up on top of a house. I'm gonna say Plug goes with them, because that's really funny. So they teleport 60 feet and they get up on top of a roof here. But one of them's still grappled, so they can't go anywhere. So they're just 60 feet above you now. And that is their whole turn.
Interesting.
We are going to roll... And they're starting to run out of tricks. We're going to roll for your complication. Ooh, that's fun. All right. Dani,
Yes.
these guys immediately teleport where the spike is not meant to go. You cast about, you see that there is a maze of barrels, crates, and other obstacles that stands between you. If you would like to make a dexterity or intelligence check, you could navigate this maze. It would count as difficult terrain, but you could navigate all of this to get up on top of the building.
Yeah, I'll make that intelligence check.
All right, fantastic. Pop that wheelie, hit the jump, and you're just gonna start climbing crates.
With a dirty 20, I don't even think Dani misses a beat. It's just like...
Not at all. Immediately you math it out, and you
Beautiful
just
minds.
the huge time, boom, 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 as you go up this thing, off a drain pipe, into the gutter, and then you're up on the tiled roof, leaning to compensate for the harsh angle, and just bear down on them. Even with half speed, that would give you, so it's 60 feet you got to get up, so it's 120 feet you used to reach up to their level, so you still have some speed if there's anything else you'd like to do. And your action, obviously.
Yes, I do.
They're starting to run out of places to go.
The cake is not a creature, right?
Cake is not a creature. What if-
No vortex warp, sadly.
Oh.
I know, immediately I was like, Dani has to fetch something. Could she just vortex warp it?
No.
Okay, good.
no.
We'll do this adventure then.
I will...
Dani staring at all of her AoE damage spells.
Well, I was looking at, because the Baronium Fluctuator can learn a cantrip, like any cantrip, once a day. So I've been trying to half-read the cantrip list to see if there's anything other than Mage Hand that might help here. But I will... Are they, like... Where on this rooftop are they in relation to the roof itself? Like, I guess just in their surroundings.
They are not standing directly on the... Are you you want to make one fall? Like, what do you want to try and do here?
I was thinking of
'Cause-
maybe, like, throwing a grease down to see if that would just mess them a bit.
hell yeah.
Dangerous.
It was a
say-
last-ditch thought.
Okay, if you want to do grease, I'm going to say a couple things.
Yeah.
First off,
The cake.
I'm going to give them... They're already on a roof. I'm going to give them disadvantage, which would cancel out their magic resistance. You've already seen them almost fumble the cake when they were
That's what I'm
trying to go
worried
the thing, so
about.
you know their dexterity is not good. Now, the question is going to be, can you... If you did this and they fell, which seems somewhat likely to you, Could you catch the cake? That's the question. So, does Dani have any kind of plan in mind? I would allow you to do like a reaction grapple on it as it starts to fall away if you attempt this. That's immediately what I'm seeing. If you have anything else you'd like to try, let me know.
Would you describe the cake as having hit points in any way?
Oh god.
I would describe the cake as having some hit points.
I heal the cake.
A very low armor class.
Okay, here's the questions I have in this order.
Mm-hmm.
How
I got answers.
far off the ground is the cake currently?
How far off the ground? These guys are medium, and it's kind of heavy, so let's say it's like 2 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Like, they're kind of carrying it low, you know?
Because my thought was, like, I probably couldn't do this anyway because it would need an action, but, like, summon a cannon just standing straight up so that it sort of, like, landed on the Cubert-looking nose of the cannon. But I think that would take too many actions, so I...
You do have Plug.
Do you have Plug?
You do have a bonus action Plug.
What Plug is somewhat dexterous.
I would allow a dexterity check on that, like a sleight of hand, to stabilize the cake if they fall away. So immediately we're looking at if you cast Grease and they fail, or at least one of them fails, right? Because then the cake's gonna go all topsy-turvy. Then they're gonna fall away. You have Plug as a bonus action to catch it, and then you also have your reaction to like prevent it from really getting away. Yeah, that would just be an unarmed attack, which is just going to be like your strength. But it's a cake, you're just grabbing it. So there's always you could always roll a 1, but you know, Dani has fought nightmare creatures from unfathomable realms. She's thinking catching a cake is probably trivially easy compared to that.
I mean,
you'd think.
It
just takes 1/1.
Because he's a homunculus, and I never use this because everything I have is ranged anyway, but Plug can channel magic, essentially, so, like, deliver a spell that I cast that has the range of touch, if it's within 120 feet. I know the spell Fly, so my thought is, instead of this round doing Grease, having Plug cast Fly on himself, essentially, and then going from there, so that if the cake does start to go down, he can keep it elevated.
So we're doing a set. We're doing some planning.
We're doing some planning.
So the plan here is Plug. So we're going to go one more round.
Yep.
Plug is going to cast Fly on himself. And I assume attempt to like get in range of catching this cake.
Yeah, I think for right now, tell him to just like cast Fly on yourself. Stay where you are basically, because he's on one of the guys. So maybe.
Fantastic. Then we're going to come to their turn.
Yep.
And then we're going to come back to your turn. So they've got one turn. All right. Go ahead, mark concentration on Fly.
Done. I imagine that Plug has, like, his Fly is, like, his paws are little tubes, and I do think it is just sort of like a little fans from the bottom of the tube paws. Just, like, 4 of them.
Paws retract, little helicopter blades come out, the tail starts to go in the back, and he starts to lift off. Fantastic.
Hold on, buddy!
These guys aren't going to move at all because they've quickly learned that doesn't work. So the one that's been kind of the boss is just going to turn and point to you and say, "It's just a cake! Leave us alone!" And is going to point to you, and you hear the one goes, "I thought it was our big score!" He's going to cast Cloud Kill on you.
Oh my god.
So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Good thing I'm good at those. That is a 14, but I'm going to use Flash of Genius to add 4 to that to bring it up to 18.
Okay. That is enough. I'm going to roll the damage. It's really low on the first 2 dice. So that's 18 points of poison damage down to 9.
Okay.
That means I am going to need a DC 10 concentration check from you for Fly.
Yep. That's a natural 11 plus.
All right.
5.
Smog pours out immediately. You're like, oh god, please don't mix with the cake. But fortunately, they've cast it far enough away that it's not going to get onto them, and thus the cake starts to kind of blow away from the rotors of Plug. Your turn comes back up.
Yes.
All right, you're going to cast Grease.
I am, yeah.
All right.
It's not just a cake.
Wait, is Grease concentration?
Grease is not concentration.
Okay, fantastic.
Grease just happens, and then it's...
I thought so, but you gotta double check. All right, you cast Grease. This oil sheen just appears on the roof. Immediately, insectoid feet start to slip. We're gonna go ahead and roll. They have a +0 to this, and I'm giving them disadvantage, negating their magic resistance. What is the DC for you? 16? 17?
17.
17. Here we go. First roll.
It's not just a
That's
cake.
a natural 7. That's a natural 8. You see both of them. Feet go out from underneath them. Tiles start to slide down. They go off the edge into the alleyway beneath you. Plug. I would love for Plug to make an attack roll to try to grab this cake with his flight.
Yeah. No problem. Can do.
What, I feel like I need to look up the homunculus stats.
Small construct. He's got a strength of 4, a dexterity of 15, a constitution of 12, an intelligence of 10, a wisdom of 10, and a charisma of 7.
He's small, right? Not tiny?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then he can grapple this. It's just medium. The cake does not resist.
What stat is it with?
This would be... I do feel like this is strength.
That's fine. That's fair. That's very reasonable of you, in fact. 18 minus 3. 15.
15? You watch as... You didn't even know Plug could do this. Plug, you expect he's going to go underneath the cake, but instead he goes over, and then like that little creation from Robot, extends down, little tendrils from his paws, wraps it up underneath, and like starts buzzing even faster as he's trying to hold this thing. It's swaying, but Plug successfully catches the cake. Kind of wobbles it over to you, puts it on the back of the bike. You immediately strap in, like put up some walls so it doesn't tip. Dani, you've successfully rescued the cake and the wedding from surefire disaster.
Shit, buddy, I didn't even know you knew how to do that.
Plug looks at you.
No! Not on the cake, not on the cake!
Turns away at the last second. The rule of Plug is every victory must be accompanied by something disgusting.
It's even better now that we've had the weird little dude one shot and we've seen what Plug is like in his own mind.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
All
right.
Yeah, I
will.
will
You just have the job of dropping off a cake now.
Not go back to the pastry shop where this was stolen from, and instead just go straight to Heroes.
Yeah, you look down, you see Harmonium guys, which is like the law enforcement from Arcadia, are starting to show up. They're like putting cuffs, 2 pair of cuffs on their 4 insect arms. They got this like red armor with all these spikes and stuff, and immediately you can hear like all these like code enforcement things being called out, and you're like, probably just best to stay on the roofs, honestly.
I was gonna say, is there enough room on this roof for me to get enough of a 30-foot start to just jump my way?
Yeah, you can just get out of Arcadia pretty easily. So you hop, skip, and jump your way out until you arrive at Hira's palace.
Pull up. Bang on the door? Is it a portal or a door?
You knock. Everin lets you in, lets you know to go stash it in the kitchen. The space should be obvious, and he'll let Elise know that you're here.
Cool. Yeah, I'll start moving the whole bike in if no one stops me with the kick on the back.
You see, there's a brief moment where Everin is like, "Should I allow this?" And then he's like, "We got the weirdest stuff in this place. Like, I might as well allow this." Honestly, Hero will probably be excited to have whatever this is.
Oh, you are not
in their
keeping
house.
This shit.
Anyway, you bring it in. But what is Dani's strength, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
13.
13. You bring it in, wheel it in on the bike into the kitchen, kind of like unbox, take off the straps and stuff, start to like kind of get it up. And this is when Elise arrives. She sees what's going on and says, "Oh, careful, let me," gets Mage Hand, comes in underneath the other side, and then she runs in and grabs another side, so you've got both of your pair of hands and the Mage Hand here. And she says, "Okay, bridge this way, follow me," jerks her head back.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you for doing this. It's crazy. Paltry's an old friend. He's a great guy. But scheduling conflicts and all, I didn't think that there would be any problem, but he said he couldn't deliver it, and I was like, well, you gotta deliver it, and he was like, I can't deliver it, and I was like, well, you gotta deliver it, and then Finbar said that you had the bike, which you took into my kitchen. You took a bike into my kitchen. That's fine.
Danny's technically still on the bike.
Danny's still on the bike, wheeling it around with your
Actually, Plug is driving now.
And the wedding's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's no problem.
And
it was the tray that the cake was on, so it didn't. I figured, transport into the kitchen on it. That's how it works.
You mumble that could barely be considered a sentence. She kind of like gives you a look from around the cake and says, yeah, well, thank you for doing it. I hope it wasn't too much trouble. Finbar said, when there's a problem, you were the one to go to that. You could take care of it. So, thanks for taking care of it.
Yeah, it's no problem. I got something for you if you're, the wedding shit and all. I don't really go to events like this very often, but I had some extra stuff. And Dani will sort of grumble her way through reaching in the bag of holding and pull out little, they're made of like the shiniest scrap metal she had on the ship, but like a little tiny, if you squint, Elise and Finbar like cake topper made of all the scrap metal. And I'm like, hindsight 2020, I don't think Finbar will let you, for like food safety reasons, put this random piece of metal on the cake, but I wanted you to have it.
Aww.
You see, she slides the cake into where it's supposed to go, and then looks at it, holds her hand out to take it, and takes it from you. Looks at it. Go ahead and roll me a tools check, Dani, to see how this came out.
Kind of you to not make that a performance check.
I'm a benevolent DM. Remember that the next time you're in death saves.
Okay.
Not an amazing roll, but luckily, tools for me is a good thing. So it's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's not like this is definitely Finbar and Elise, but it's definitely a Fearbog that looks a lot like Finbar and a human woman who looks a lot like Elise.
Nice.
And she takes it, and there's this long, heavy pause for a moment as she's inspecting it, and you've already been, you're like, I don't know if you're just gonna let you use this or whatever, and you're a little concerned, like, does it look like them? And you're not really, it's like, am I screwing up her day by offering this thing? And there's kind of this moment where you're not sure what she's thinking, and then she lets out a little sniffle and she says, in everything that was going on, I had totally forgotten about a cake topper.
That's me.
Kind of
problem solver.
Bites her lower lip a little, and then looks at you, and just takes the one step closer to you that she needs to, and gives you a hug.
Aww. There. Pat. Plug will throw up on her shoe. Out of love.
Thank you. Looks down. Prestidigitations it away. Just corner, wipes, pretends like she's kind of scratching, but is wiping away the edge of a tear in the corner of her eye. And she says, thank you for that. It's, Finbar's obviously been a big help. No one could accuse him of not doing his fair share for all of this, but sometimes it still feels like I've just been carrying the whole thing, and I'm just one person. I don't know how to make it all not slide through the cracks,
Yeah, I usually just try and slap tar on the cracks and hope for the best, but it's not always a great strategy. You gotta... you're throwing a party. Have fun with the party, right? I guess if you need a bike for anything, you know how to... How many times can you use sending a day?
I've used a lot of them on you, actually. A few more.
Well, if you need anything else, I'll be on the ship.
I think you've done more than enough for today. Street kids, right? We get things done.
Hell yeah. Fist bump.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Please don't wear that.
Then you'll like sniff her lapel, like the corner of the jacket, like. It's fine.
A little old plug barf on there. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else Dani would like to do, I think we'll go ahead and close out the story of Dani.
Oh, that's it.
And with that, the day before the wedding closes, we start this next adventure the morning of the wedding. Finbar.
I thought that was going to be next episode. We're here.
Finbar
What's happening?
We're in.
is very busy. So instead, we're going to jaunt over to another plane and check up on our friend Voss.
Oh. I almost forgot about it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Let's hear
Cut away from
Wally's
Sigil
Aussie
to
accent.
the heroic realm of Isgard, these, basalt mountains and these massive lakes contained within these fjords, just chunks of these continents floating through space. As we kind of sail through, we see that in different places, just the battles of these fucking, Viking Goliath people just fighting all over the place. There are, up in mountains, frost giants in these ice palaces, and storm giants sitting on their clouded thrones and these roiling storm heads. We travel to a somewhat less active area of this plain, where we see two figures, one Githyanki, one Mechanite, crawling over this black rock soaked with sea spray as you guys, crawl up over the lichen and the moss to appear into the entrance of a cave. Eden says, "So you're sure this is the place?"
Yeah. Last time I checked, this is a cave and the place we're going to. So yeah, it must be it.
Now, if memory serves, you are on a mission to find one specific object that you've lost in the past, yes?
Correct.
Yeah, so this is that place. This is where you remember having lost it.
Look, this looks like the cave. I know I said that last time, but and I said it the time before that. Then we had those giants. But this shouldn't be the case this time around. All right, this is the cave. Any swords in here? I'm sure of it.
All right, excellent. And what are we worrying about in here? Giants, slimes, extra-dimensional squid beings?
I have no idea. Luckily, we're on a bloody adventure, so let's try to have fun this time around. All right?
Fun. Pulls out a makeshift bow that she's made since you guys have arrived here. Doesn't knock, but removes an arrow. It says, "Do I have to ask you to? Do I have to pull the gentleman thing for you to go first, or are you just gonna wait for me to go first, or what are we waiting on here?"
I will go first. Although, yeah. Why not? He sort of stretches a little bit. It was a little bit of climb. He pulls out his harmonica, gives it a quick toot, and says, "Into the cave we go."
All right. You guys enter. She does not have dark vision, so she is somewhat at a loss here. Do Yankee have dark vision?
No, we do not.
Okay, cool. So it's dark in here. It's dark in here. I don't know if you want to light up any torches or if you have any magical light you might want to put into place.
I have the light spell.
Okay. Like the cantrip?
Yeah, cantrip.
Yeah, so if you want to throw that, up to you,
dark
right?
vision.
Because you can be, if you're trying to be stealthy or something, having light up obviously makes that harder, but it also makes it much easier to stealth up on you. So whatever Voss's preference may be as the leader in this case.
He's going to cast light on. He's going to pick up a rock. Nice jagged little rock. He's going to cast light on it, and he's going to walk into the cave.
All right. Awash with the light glow from your cantrip, you hear the sound of your boots and then metal feet on these wet rocks as you start to walk in. And Eden says to you, "So, what exactly happened the last time you were here?"
Well, I was leading a mission down into these here caves. It didn't go exactly as planned.
From you?
Hey, improvise, adapt, and I forget the third. But
Overcome.
I'm in a survival
Gotta work on your
situation.
improvisation.
Danny ripping a hole between planes, sticks her head
It's
through.
the thing, bro.
It's overcome.
It's the clip of the guy pointing at the camera and he says, improvise, adapt, overcome. And then
Overtap.
He's got a little pocket Dan. He's like, all right,
That's
well,
the
that
next
gets
step. The second time you guys have to stretch the Prospera's abilities, it's over.
Over death.
Just whispering into the tuning fork, hoping it's coming through.
look, with any luck, none of that's going to happen this time around. So,
All right. Well, it's been surprises so far. Why change things now?
yeah, but
You guys-
it's also been fun, right? We've been having fun.
It's kind of like hard to get a sense of emotion on a unmoving metal face reflected in dark cavern light. So, whatever Voss makes of that.
It's only been 2 weeks. Well, I'll get around to you. All right. What we have here?
You guys start to climb through. Go ahead and make me a perception check. You actually
Perception check.
I'm gonna have Eden make one as well. Yeah. So you have the lights cantrip up, so you're not at disadvantage here. Let's
Okay.
Go ahead and check what her perception. She's pretty good at this, actually.
Huh? Where
Okay,
is
it's a bad
my
roll, though.
plus 12 to perception? Sorry, wrong guy. Here we go. Okay, natural 17 though.
Okay.
Plus 3, dirty 20.
You gotta love that jack of all trades, dirty 20. You start climbing through, and things get tight, things get a little more open a couple points. It's a couple minutes of walking, say like 5-6ish minutes of walking through here. And no one has let out a peep. There's kind of there's a lot of wet on the walls here, so there's a lot of like glistening light that reflects off, and that makes it kind of distracting. And you step over, you're a Githyanki, you're pretty tall, you got a pretty long stride. You're kind of step over this obstruction on the floor. It's not smooth ground. That's clear, like something is growing here. You don't want to step in it. You step over, and as you do, you notice from the light that's reflecting off of the sides of the caves now what it is, and you turn and you stop Eden as she's about to step into it. She kind of you put your hand out, what? And you point down and point out what you just saw, which is that this obstruction on the ground is a body that is laid out, head kind of propped up against the wall at an angle that could only be done for something that is, a dead body. But the whole body is kind of mummified and sealed to the cave floor with strands and organic kind of fiber, like digging into this husk. You see, like a kind of. Go ahead and make me a medicine check, actually.
Medicine.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, not great. It's an 8 plus 3.
All right, pretty sure he's
okay.
dead.
11.
Yeah, that's a real fucking dead. You see whatever this, humanoid creature was is, been like mummified, stuck to the floor in this weird, like, obscene kind of position, and Eden was about one step away from just putting her foot through where its ribcage was.
Yeah.
Poor fella. Wonder how long he's been in here. Hopefully not too long.
Hopefully not too long. No, a long time. We hope this happened a very long time ago.
Where is your sense of adventure?
Where is your sense of self-preservation?
Not
They
in
get
this
along so
dimension.
good.
We've been here for 2 weeks, okay? And we have yet died once. And if we're going to die,
Yes!
it has to be valiantly. I don't think you understand how this place works. You die, blaze of glory, you wake up the next day, keep it pushing. That's how this place works. All right.
She goes to reply, and then she stops, and she lets out this sound that's like a deep sniff, which is very normal. You've heard tons of people like breathe in lots of times before. What's upsetting is that you realize she's never done it because she doesn't breathe, right? Mm-hmm. So like it's weird, but it's clearly coming from her, and she like stops and kind of does it again. That like draws it in kind of, and then she says, "There's a portal in here somewhere. There's a portal in here.
All right.
Like an extra planar portal."
Things just got interesting. All right. Okay. This might change things. I know how most things in and around here work. If things are coming in from other places, this is okay. All right. Which way? Do you know which way? We're talking up, down.
She puts her hand on your shoulder and like steps in, and then she like does it again. She goes up ahead, left. Keep that bearing.
And how do you know this?
It's one of my things I picked up before I was on the Aspera. Actually, one of the things that made me useful to the Aspera. I can just tell when there's planar incursions when the walls. It's like a funny smell, but I've never smelled anything, so I'm only guessing by the way you weirdos with noses and lungs describe it.
What's that about my nose? It's a perfectly normal nose. Okay.
Turns into the light. Githyanki have no nose. It's just like it's like is it the Platyrians?
It's like a skull.
The monkeys
like,
that have the flat noses. Yeah. The New World monkeys. Yeah. It's just one of those. She goes, never mind. Follow the bearing.
All right.
Is there anything you would like to do? Any checks? Any spells or preparation or anything you would like to get done as you continue going through here?
Yeah. We'll do a 3rd level aid, just to buffer, me and, Eden here. So that's a 10, to her max.
Duly noted. She is not as powerful an adventurer as you are, so 10 to her max is useful. Alright.
Alright. Now, don't quite have me sorted just yet, so we're gonna have to go. Whatever is towards that portal, we're gonna have to make sure we're just a little bit careful. He picks up a second rock.
Is that to hit them with?
Overcome, that's the 3rd one. Yes. Yeah. Alright, yep. Let's go.
Thanks,
okay, I'm
Dani.
leaving. Gets in front of you. You guys start to follow, and now more of those bodily intrusions, these stuck to the first at the floor and then on the walls, some on the ceiling, start to come into play, and you see that the passageway narrows not because rock is pushing in on you, but because these bodies, mummified husks, are stuck to on the walls on all sides. You see the mycelium network growing out from them, white in the reflection of your light now.
I knew it.
As you have to step harder and harder to avoid the crunch of bones as you approach. Following Eden's nose, for lack of a better word, you make your way into an open cavern where you see just a wash of mold on the ground, mushrooms blooming up everywhere. I will go ahead and roll me one more perception check, Finbar.
Okay, boss will roll this perception check, but okay.
Sorry, my mistake. It's gonna take me. I'm gonna do that a bunch of times before I get this right, so bear with me.
Again, don't have my massive bonus though, so this is it's only an 11.
Okay, you walk in, and you immediately see that maybe 40, 50-ish feet ahead of you. Things are starting to come together now. You've been in lots of caves. It's not like you remember this one, with like some perfect recollection or something, but you did lose your sword here. So, like, this cavern is starting to kind of make sense. And you see, like, you're like, oh yes, I remember, like, that pillar of rock and stuff like that. I remember where I dropped it. And you see, stabbed into the ground, your sword, just this bloom of fungus curling up and around it and just webbing out in all directions from where it was dropped. Go ahead and describe what your sword looks like, Voss.
So, Voss's sword is it looks like a standard longsword, but it's got broken pieces of other swords sort of attached to and melded to the main blade, so it's a little jagged, and it's sort of tied to with sort of these ribbons of that look like sort of I guess commanding banners from a standing army. But yeah, no, and that's what it looks like, sort of stabbed into the ground over here. I will say though, as Voss enters this room, sort of his whole demeanor sort of changes as he recognizes sort of what took place in this room quite a while back now. Although there's significantly more mycelium, and he's silent as he takes in this whole scene.
You immediately focus on your sword. Take in the scene. What you don't notice at first is that as you step in, the bodies on the wall, first, their heads start to track and follow you, just empty sockets following where you're walking.
Hell yes.
And a strange whisper that at first you thought might even just be wind or air moving through here, instead is a voice. And as you step in closer to start to survey this whole area, you see dim in the shadow, far, far away, there's a figure, and you can really only see like kind of like a shadow of it. It's kind of like skinny on top, wide on the bottom. It's like, you can see it has limbs, but they're like very long and skinny. But though you can't make out any details, you hear it speak in this whispering, almost like coming out of this like crushed voice box, almost like air is being forced through this thing that should no longer have air being passed through it. You hear, "What the fuck? We gather in intimate vigil for the great Malocibrius." There's a shudder of dead bodies as all these elves that have died in this place, like kind of like all like jerk around a little bit. "Sent eagerly to his second life as nourishment for the brood. Taken too soon from Our Lady. Blessed not soon enough by Our Lady. Now his murderers plan to partake in that most joyous of things, the intertwining of two lives and two beings into one, to know true love and belonging. We will bless this day by joining with them, hastening them to their inevitable future, where they can truly be joined as part of the whole, to be loved in their totality." This creature moves, and you see that there's now kind of like an undulating green light that would be unfamiliar to yourself or Eden, but familiar to several of the PCs who have witnessed this kind of planar portal in the past. The lichen lich, bone thin, bottom like sprayed out as if wearing like a huge trailing dress, this huge like crown coming up on the shoulders of these bone thin protrusions filamented together into almost like a screen, walks forward, dragon skull held high over its head. There's another lurch and shudder from all of the mummified elves that are lining the wall here. It's at this point that, since you have not stealthed, coming into the light of the green, you see the head of the lichen lich snap unnaturally quickly towards you, as you are still a little ways away from your sword, Voss.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear from the mouth that doesn't articulate, just opens like a toy to speak. The jaw drops open and says, 2 more to join our brood. You would be so loved. And extends a bony hand. I would love for you to roll initiative, please.
Man, we just got Eden back, and now you're gonna kill her. Damn.
If she dies heroically, she'll just come back.
That's true. I think in a
That
death.
is that.
All right, so
Okay.
can you see yourself on the map there?
I can.
Oh, endless food for the brood. If that were the case,
Hey,
that'd be pretty cool.
not
Only if
gays.
you die heroically. If you die in your sleep from a fungal infection, then it's not so much.
Yeah, that won't be pretty. Okay.
Anyway, so let me go ahead.
Mechanite's immune to poison and disease, right?
Mechanites are immune. They're immune and resistant to certain things, actually. So keep that in mind as I
Immune
go
to
forward.
disease, resistant to poison.
The Lichen
Fantastic.
Bride.
The Lichen Bride, yeah.
Voss is
I'm
here,
not
like,
liking this bride. Ha ha ha! I hate
Voss
this
is
so
here, like,
much.
Everyone's
There's
going
2
to
weddings
a
that I
goddamn
got today.
wedding.
We got a wedding and a funeral, boys.
2 weddings and a
All if
funeral.
they're all related.
2 more, and we can crest. Is Hugh Grant in that movie? I feel like he is. 4 weddings and a funeral?
What?
No, this is a
Wow.
play.
Which
Never mind.
Oh,
Is that?
I know that it's a thing, but
And 12. All right. So Eden is coming in at 12, and the Lichen Bride is coming in at 11. What did Voss roll?
15.
yeah.
15. All right. So Voss, you survey this. I'm going to let you go ahead and know now if you cross within any space that has wall in it, that is an environmental hazard, as there are mummified bodies animated all around. So you're currently in the clear. You will also notice in a group of mushrooms up ahead, also walking through any mushrooms is difficult terrain. The rest of the ground is totally normal. There's a blue square on your map where I have marked where your sword currently has fallen. So,
I'm here
Voss,
looking for any
what would you like to do?
silhouettes of corpses in the moss.
Voss is going to turn to the Lichen Bride, and he's going to say, "Howdy, I'm just here for me sword. I know what all this is about, matrimony and all that. Strangely enough, second time I've heard of a wedding in these since coming here. We'll see. Let's try to have fun here. Eden, if you want to have some fun, we've had fun. Let's kill it. Yes. Let me just go get me sword real quick. And as a bonus action, I will cast Kinetic Jaunt.
Okay. Finbar casts Kinetic Jaunt. What does it look like? Sorry, Voss. Jeez, I said I do it a lot. What does Voss's Kinetic Jaunt look like when he casts it?
He pulls out his harmonica. He says, where is this? Wait, I have it written down. I might be pale and skinny and gaunt, but let's try to have some fun and have a kinetic jaunt. And sashes it away, and he moves 40 feet. I believe it should get me to this. Oh no, he can move 20 feet because this is difficult terrain, right?
No. Sorry. If he's moving through any big mushroom spaces, that's difficult terrain. Most of this place is normal.
Okay, so I can do this.
Yep, you can easily do that.
Okay. Move. So he kind of snakes in and around the room, avoiding any of the big mushrooms, gingerly stepping over the lichen. He's got a rock in his hand.
He did famously pick up a rock.
Cool.
2 rocks even.
2.
One of them
One
with
a
like,
penny.
yeah. One with a. Can I make an improvised weapon attack?
I would love you to make an improvised weapon attack.
Nice.
I've got layer actions because I'm a big dummy, but it's okay. We'll do that next.
Okay. Yeah. So he's going to say, "Oi." It just throws it. Across the room. I was trying to think of something clever. It doesn't particularly matter.
You're playing a bard now. You got to step up your game.
Hey, Okay. Yeah. What is this? Improvised weapon attack. Just roll a d20 plus dex.
D20 plus strength plus proficiency.
Strength. Gotcha. Here we go. Okay. That's a 13 plus 6.
13 plus 6 is a 19. That will not hit.
19 will not hit. Don't think I actually need to.
You see this rock just hits skull, goes makes a hollow sound and bounces off onto the ground.
Everything about this is disgusting.
Does this technically count as me taking the attack action?
It does.
Cool. With that, as the rock hits the Lichen Bride, I will make a mobile flourish. Essentially, I'll use that as an opportunity to expend a bardic inspiration to use a mobile flourish.
Ooh, does that have to be a melee attack or just a weapon attack?
It says whenever you take the attack action.
Oh, hell yes. All right. Okay,
Yeah.
what happens?
So while this thing is distracted, I immediately dash an additional 10 feet, using my mobile flourish, and I reach the sword.
You do.
And I say, well, where have you been all my life? And I pull it out of the ground.
Mycelium rips apart. Chunks of the mushroom heads go scattering as you draw this sword out in your hands once more. Fantastic. What a good use of an ability to do the mobile flourish. You know what? I'm feeling benevolent. I'm going to go ahead and give you an inspiration for that.
Hell yeah.
And, okay. Does that end your turn, or what are we at?
That's all my movement, bonus action, and the attack action. And then Voss will turn to Eden and is like, well, I got me sword. Things are about to get 10,000% more fun.
Throws her arms up. We will, you know what? I missed the other action, so we're going to play this out.
Mm-hmm.
So It's now Eden's turn. She's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And she's just going to make... she gets in line of it and goes, shit. Pulls out another arrow. Is just going to make 2 attacks at this horrid thing. She's got a +6 to hit. Bonus action, we're gonna add 1d6 next. With she's gonna start with Archer's Eye, which will allow her to add a d10 if she has to, and she'll do her first attack.
Ooh.
That's not gonna hit attack roll or damage roll. So she'll add the d10 to that, so that's 13. She needs a 7. 10! Narrows down and puts one arrow right through collarbone. So this thing is gonna take just 5 points of damage. Actually, I have to check. Is it resistant to non-magical? Nope. So it's going to take 5 points damage for the first one. And second attack is not going to work. The second one just goes wide, as Eden didn't have nearly as much time to prep this one as she thought she was going to. The Lichen Bride's turn is next.
Yeesh.
You see, she just takes a single step forward. She spreads her arms unnaturally wide and says, "Do not fight that which you do not understand. You could belong with us. Be loved for what you really are, and not for what you pretend to be to others." And then she's going to...
Never understood a thing in my goddamn
She'll
life.
do she's going to make some ranged attacks at you guys. 2 and 2.
Okay.
So the first 2 coming to you, Voss, with Wither, are going to be 12 and 13 to hit.
Nice.
That was some bad rolls. Next ones are coming to Eden. 1 is not going to hit. 1 is definitely going to hit. So,
Cool. I will Silvery Barbs that.
Oh, okay. So she rolled a natural 16 on that. That comes down to a natural 4. So what does your silvery barbs look like? As she shoots out and these like tendrils like come out at you. Now we're starting to see like what Voss can do. You kind of dance back from both of them. One goes right past Eden as she like moves her shoulder, and the other is going to hit her square in the chest as she's kind of moved her body into the direction of it. What do you say?
Watch your footing. We're here to have a good time, Eden. I need you to focus. I need you to dance. And she's going. I'll give her the advantage on the next attack roll, ability check or saving throw that she makes.
You see, she kind of gets a rush. She goes, dances away. She goes, "Where did that come from?"
Magic. Now you're getting it. Come on.
You see the thing goes. That will bring us to the top of the initiative order. On 20, the lair action happens. The Lycan Bride says, "Stay or die. Join us or fight. It will all happen inevitably, and I do not have time to entertain you this day." Raises hands up like she's conjuring something. The fungus in front of you starts to tremble and like coalesce together. "I have other engagements to see to." She's going to use her lair action to summon a shambling mound.
I like that Eden and Voss have no way of knowing that we are the guys that this lady was talking about.
Boom,
well,
baby.
well, if it isn't the consequences of these people who we hung out with for like one day's actions.
Maybe they'll kill her and we won't need to worry about the wedding getting crashed.
The shambling mound appears, and I went ahead and rolled its initiative. It rolled a natural 20, -1 to 19.
Okay.
Initiative count 20 was the lair action, which means it's initiative count 19 now. This thing is immediately going to go.
Wow.
Brutal.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. He's gonna make 2 slam. This eyeless thing, huge jaw opens up, tendrily arms like a gorilla, but it has no fingers. Its arms just break apart into tendrils. This thing rises up, looming over even your tall form, Voss, and it's gonna make 2 attacks against you.
Oh, okay.
Slam. That's a not very good. A 13 and a 26.
26 will definitely hit.
Are you
26,
sure?
Definitely gonna hit. All right, let's check out this damage on this 26 here. Where's my D8? There it is. All right, that's 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
13. Okay. Take that, no problem.
So if both attacks hit a medium or smaller, the creature is grappled. So you are not grappled.
Okay.
So that
concentration on kinetic jaunt, solid,
Yes.
and I'm.
Actually, can you be grappled while you have kinetic jaunt up?
I don't think so.
Fantastic. Well, good to keep in mind, because if this thing grapples you, it's not great.
No, I can be.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's going to end its turn. That brings us to you, Voss. Let me go ahead and add this guy to the initiative order, just so I don't forget.
Well, another one to the party. Eden, let's take care of one thing at a time. And I'm going to simply make 2 hits.
Okay.
Well, we'll just make 2 hits. That's a crit on the first.
Okay.
Hit.
That's good to hear.
It's fantastic. We will. I'm going to throw a defensive flourish on top of that. So,
Smart.
Voss brings up his sword. He says, "God, I've missed you." Gives it a kiss. Slashes straight through this thing. And as he does so, he brings it up in and around him in a defensive flourish. So this is going to be using a 2-handed. Yes, this is a D10.
D10 plus your flourish is a D6 or D8?
D8.
D8 plus the max of all of those and your strength.
Yes. Okay. That's 16 plus 18, which is 34.
Correct. Yes.
Strength. Is 236 points of slashing damage on the first hit.
36. Jesus. You slash through, and immediately you can see the Lichen Bride through this thing as you just carve off a stupendous chunk of this creature immediately.
Cool.
Voss is kind of a badass.
As
All right,
so
now
I
roll
rolled
1.
I rolled an 8 on the Bardic Inspiration die, so my AC also increases by 8.
By 8, yes.
Total of 25 right now, and that's the first hit.
All right, second hit.
Second hit coming in. It's 12 plus 6, 18 to hit.
18's gonna hit this guy. He's not nearly as hard to hit as the Lichen Bride.
All right, fantastic. Not nowhere near as much as last time.
I mean, that was
only 8. Points of slashing
that was a
damage.
crazy crit. Even so, this thing is like starting to reel back, and so as it takes kind of a defensive posture, you still get a nice jab in, and fantastic. Damn. Eden is just going to shoot the thing that's right in front of her, but she's going to do so with advantage on this first attack, so she's not going to bother using her Archer's Eye. She's got a pretty good, against this guy, she's got a pretty good chance to hit, and she is in fact going to hit on the first one. And, let's see if she hits on the second one. It's her to hit bonus. Plus 6? She is just going to hit on the second one, so that's 2 arrows are going to launch into this thing.
Yeah, let's go.
Ooh, good damage too. 13 plus 8, 21 points of damage. This time, like, this, you realize that this other creature must be, like, supernaturally... If this thing was merely a walking mushroom, the Lichen Bride, your attacks would have done far more to it. There is some supernatural resilience at play here, the same way that, supernatural undead are... a skeleton is relatively easy to crush, but a ghast, even though it's still just a dead body, there's inhuman strength imbued to it through the necromancy. Whatever is happening with the Lichen Bride, something like that. This shambling mound does not have that kind of protection, and immediately you see she puts in, what did I just say that was? That's 13 plus 8 is 21 points of damage to this thing. And just immediately, this thing is already starting to look really rough. That is going to end her turn. The Lichen Bride is going to hold up a hand, all fingers extended, and then one at a time do a very slow wave as each finger goes down and comes back up like this weird organic fan. Yeah. And then it is going to walk right through the portal there. 5, 15, and vanish from view. So
well,
clearly you should follow in after them.
We'll get him next time, Spider-Man.
Oh boy.
Mambling Shound's turn.
What?
Mambling.
The Mambling Shound.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Mambling Shound.
Because they mamble about.
Oh, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not as weird as it sounds. Fantastic.
He's just gonna have to imagine the look I just gave to camera.
Sorry, what did you say your AC is now? 25?
Oh,
correct.
Oh my god.
I don't know if this guy can even hit you at all.
No.
Let me double check his to hit bonus. Plus 7. He'd have to roll natural 18, and boy, does he not. 2 big arms, boom, slam down. You just dodge and parry away, even for all your great strength. You guys have faced a lot of dexterous fighters. You faced a lot of strong fighters. I mean, no one else is here to see it, but you're watching a unique combination of the two. Actually, I mean, it's a pretty accurate, actually, for Kyana. For all of her great imbued strength with her wisdom and her natural dexterity as a monk, there's something at play here as well with Voss that just makes him... like the sword is just being like, you turn your back and spin the blade around like it's a fucking shield and just like deflect one of the blows that would have hit you. And this thing does nothing on its turn. All right, it's not looking good, Voss. Can you finish this thing?
Swords bard, baby. Let's go.
Swords bard and something else, which I still don't think we've revealed that.
I have not yet.
Sneaky.
So,
all right, I'll tell you right now. I know it's rare, but if you pull off a crit like that again, this thing is dead.
I don't know if I can crit. That's the interesting.
Not with
no one
that
knows.
attitude.
I don't know if I have it in me,
You gotta
boss.
believe. You gotta believe in the heart of the dice, huh?
So, with that, I'm going to bonus action, quicken spell, a mind sliver to start. I need to make an intelligence saving throw.
All right, let me double check the intelligence of a big pile of plant matter. Oh, -3. Good.
Okay. Fantastic.
7.
to sleep, perchance to dream.
That's a fail.
You reach into this thing's lack of brain.
I will quite literally do that. Voss kind of takes his hand off of the sword for a wee bit. You see the crystal, sort of the blood vial stuck to his chest, pulse a little bit as I expend sorcery points. His veins sort of glow gold for a brief second. And I'll stick my hand into where this thing's brain might be, and I will cast Mind Sliver. It'll take 4 points of psychic damage.
There is a weird feedback loop you get when you do that. And what's your passive insight?
Passive insight, not great. It's 11.
Okay, cool. You notice like a weird, like you've cast Mind Sliver on a bunch of things before. Like you don't get this kind of like necessary, like this kind of like specific feedback as when you touch this thing and reach into its mind that you do when you get when it connects to this vial inside of your bloodless body. Sorry, what'd you say? It was 4 points of psychic damage?
Correct.
Yikes.
Okay.
And Voss will be, this thing's quite stupid. Okay. 2 hits. Okay, not great to hit. It's a 14 and a 17.
14 will just miss.
Okay.
I think I did give you an inspiration if you want to crack it, but you want to save it.
Actually, I will use my what's the feature called? I will use my
divine
favored
something.
by the gods.
Favored by the gods, yes.
So the first one starts to miss, and I go, not on my home field, not in Ysgard, and the blade sort of moves, and I'm gonna add 2d4 to this.
You call upon the innate strength within you. You only need a 15 to hit, so you're gonna work. Cool. You're gonna hit.
I rolled a 4 and a 3, so
hell yes.
Total 21 to hit.
You switch back the blade, too heavy to seemingly be able to normally do that, and yet still you grab it and what would be a miss turns sharply, like 70-degree angle, and cuts through. So go ahead and roll both damage rolls.
Here we go.
Only in Ysgard, baby.
Oh, that is 9s on both the 10s.
Nice.
So, fantastic. That is a total of 24 points of slashing damage.
Damn. You doing all the hard work, cut through. I'm gonna go ahead. There's Eden's about to put this thing down with one shot because it's on its it's got 7 hit points left. But how do you set up the fatal blow?
After slicing through it and I see that it's still up, Voss will turn to Eden. Oi, it's still up. Mind doing me the honors? And I step back, give it a polite bow.
Duck.
Give a polite bow. The arrow flies right above my head.
Easily enough damage. Carves out what there was like some sort of like chunk in here. This is like gnarled, twisted. You know, the mushroom is just the fruiting body of the thing. The mycelium makes up the actual body of it, and some like gnarled, twisted, arcanely conjured brain of some kind. This like tuber-looking thing is just shot out through its and goes flying. Goes to a back wall where there's a skeleton mummified there, like and then just stabs right through its head, pinning arrow to wall through skull and brain. The thing collapses into a bunch of just vegetable matter. What would you like to do, Voss?
I'll turn to Eden and say, did you know I was going to bow? Because I would have just, you have to, okay, well. Okay.
She rushes up past you, gives that like sniff again, and she motions to you with her head to like get over here and look.
Yeah, move up right next to her, stand in front of this portal.
You look through, you see faintly through the shimmer of green, you see the silhouette of like buildings and walls and little alleyways and stuff like that, all like, connected together with these like turrets and things. She goes, "You recognize that?"
Looks, might like a wedding.
It's Sigil.
Yeah. Well, this
frantically cold reading, like, they said something about, yeah, that's a wedding. I've seen my share for sure.
Well, this is a lot of things kind of lining up here, and I haven't been completely honest with you. I will say, about 2 weeks ago,
She starts to draw an arrow on you.
Wait.
Tell her.
Well, look. About 2 weeks ago, one of your friends talking in me head, about some wedding or other, and I didn't know whether or not how relevant that information may or may not be. But seeing what just transpired, it might be important to tell you that you've been invited to a wedding. This might be said wedding, and everyone you know might be there, so this might be a wee bit awkward.
She draws the arrow and like stands there for a full second, like kind of lets it go and then pulls it back again. And she's trying to decide if she should shoot you or not.
That's bad for the book. You shouldn't be doing that.
Look,
she goes,
if you want to shoot me. Go ahead.
See what
But
happens.
she turns, points it down, shoots at your feet.
it goes straight through my foot. I don't feel it because there's no blood there. There's no blood there. I can move the blood in my body to anywhere I need it to be.
Wait,
Everyone knows you can only be hurt if you have blood in you.
Yeah, isn't the nervous system separate from the circulatory system?
It is entirely.
It's
The
magic.
pain is stored in
It's
the
magic.
blood.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think Voss just is the blood, and the body is decorative.
It's like, what is it, orcs in Warhammer? He doesn't believe that he can get hurt if the blood's not there, so it
One
happens.
of the Gith Yankee traits that you can roll, they have their own separate table, is that they don't think of anything except as Gith as threats, or so they're very reckless in terms of like taking damage. They'll just play it off like it's nothing. So the arrow goes straight through his foot. He's like, "Yep, yeah, nope. I think I kind of deserve that one."
yeah, no shit. The people who saved our lives are gonna get mummified?
Oh, you're worried? Oh, we've been here for 2 weeks, and I've been doing my best to try to take your mind off all that. Last time I was on the ship, it seemed like the situation was kind of a bit heavy. So I thought, ease God, live, die valiantly. It's a great thing to keep your mind off. It's whatever the short girl with the fists. She was trying to do something like that.
I don't remember either.
Oh, well. You sure you're ready to go back to all that?
I'm sure I'm ready to kill this fucking thing. And yeah, I would probably lose my ability to, moralize and hold it over their heads if I let them die after all this. So, yeah.
All right.
Are you gonna go first, or do I have to do the whole chivalry thing?
She's self-aware.
Well, ladies first, I guess.
Fine. Reaches, puts hands through the whole membrane behind her. Voss?
Oh, gods, it's wet.
Oh, never mind, I'm not going.
Push through. You guys emerge into an alleyway. Look around. You're just in the middle of a single street. There is, no sign of the Lichen Bride about you. This is just, the middle of, this membrane is just stuck in an alley, a very tight one, where clearly people hadn't realized what was happening here. And, yeah, we're gonna pick up with that in the next session.
Yay!
So, thank you everyone who came along for this fun adventure. When we catch you next week, there will be a wedding. Actually, this is episode 5, so there'll be a week break. When we catch you the week after that, there will be a wedding.
Another cliffhanger.
Everyone
really
get
marinating
excited.
in this
You think
one.
I'm not going to use the week break to do a cliffhanger?
We're doing it.
Oh my god.
If you give Austin a week break, he will give you a cliffhanger. How exciting! The consequences of our actions come back at last.
Yay.
This is the season of all of those little threads we left dangling.
Coming back to bite us. Hell yeah. Bring it.
Yeah, give it time. All right. We'll catch you all
I
next
thought
time.
we'd put the disgusting fungus people behind us, but I'm so happy I was wrong.
I get to bring back my old content warnings. Alright, catch you guys
Let's go.
next episode.
You all can choose not to listen. I have to be here.
Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Rolling with Difficulty. The crew of the Per Aspera will return for another thrilling installment, but if you miss us before then, you can visit us on Rolling with Difficulty's Discord, linked in the show notes below. Got any questions, comments, or concerns? Feel free to email us at rollwithdifficulty@gmail.com. If you enjoyed the show, please rate us and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. And if you really enjoyed the show, consider becoming a patron for even more exclusive content, like art from the cast, stories about NPCs, and homebrew like the Bard College of Feasts subclass. Thank you to everyone who has been supporting the show and listening, and we'll catch you out on the Astral Sea.